to Legends of Logomancy, part 2 of our Avatar Legends TTRPG stream. Our TTRPG Scream, too. We're screaming for our tabletop role-playing games now. My name's Neon Graffiti, and you've wandered into the best tabletop RPG role-playing stream this side of the Northern Water Tribe. Eventually, by round 3 of this, I'm gonna have all the locations listed, so we're just
okay. So first we had the fire, or we had the
Eastern Air
Earth,
Temple,
Eastern Air Temple,
and then we had Northern
boys.
Water Tribe. And we'll get there. We'll get all 4 of them somehow in all 3 sessions. But welcome. You'll notice we have our lovely crew back with us. We have Geeky Baker. Why don't you tell the folks how you're doing tonight?
I'm doing all right. I'm very excited. I realized I made a grave mistake our first campaign and said I was going to be the most chaotic character. Boy, was I wrong.
Yeah.
Ooh.
You stepped in the ring of chaos with me.
And I lost.
And
tsunami.
Oh boy. The tsunami.
Best.
And what a character they are.
What a character they are. We also have our lovely Raka, who is played by...
You can call me Nibble Nipple.
Nibble Nipple.
You can call me Brian. You can... Just don't call me late for dinner.
Yeah, and you can call me anytime.
Yeah. Okay. It's lovely to be here. Been enjoying this game. Can't wait to finish it out with whatever craziness we get to in the next session or 2. I'm excited. We've got a guy to interrogate.
We got a lot to do tonight.
Yeah.
And you'll notice we are down to James at the moment. He'll be with us later. He's just got some other stuff he's got to take care of.
And he's got some business.
He got some business. Business. What are we doing?
It's a Monday, guys.
It's a Monday.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a Monday.
It's been very chaotic. You're gonna get a lot of chaos in this stream.
And
it's been a long weekend.
Yeah, as I was telling my lovely stream folks tonight before going live. And if you know me in real life, I have been off my rocker today. We are unhinged.
Yes.
There was a rocking chair, not anymore. It's just ash.
It's the chair's
and
ash.
Scorch marks.
Okay.
You rocked too hard. It's caught fire.
Rocked too hard. I rocked so hard that I went back to the future.
Oh wow. 88 rocks a minute and he's out of
88
there.
rocks a minute. Went back to the future. But I was gonna open up because we forgot to do something at the end of last session, which is check for advancements. At the end of every Avatar TTRPG, Avatar Legends TTRPG game, you're supposed to sit down and ask yourself some questions and do some leveling up. But we'll wait until James is back so we can all do that together. In the meantime, let's dive into it. Last time on Legends of Logomancy, our pro-banding team, the Basalt Geese, took on the Cabbage Corp Turtle Ducks. Tonight, they continue their journeys, interrogating a firebender gone rogue, and also a mysterious man who warned them not to enter the stadium. Let's get to it.
Oh boy.
So yeah, the 3 of you, Raka, Rolong, and Auntie Terumi.
Oh, actually, my character isn't with them. She just Auntie Terumi just said, "Raka, come with me." Rolong's like, "I'm gonna go have a shower. I'm gonna go hang with the tsunami."
Yeah. So, how about we open up on a fun little?
Oh no.
Rolong and the tsunami are in the dressing room, and you know they're having a shower post pro bending match, and the tsunami just looks over. He's, "That was an amazing match. The tsunami has not been tried like this in quite a time."
You mean almost, you know, getting burned alive? Yeah, cool. Great match, buddy.
But we didn't. We are still here. He is flexing in the showers, water pouring over him.
Rolong's like, "You ever stop flexing?"
Never. The tsunami is as strong as the earth is round.
Okay, cool. Look, I'm tired. I don't know if I have the energy to deal with you right now.
Understood. You've deserved the R&R. But you know,
what does R&R mean in the tsunami's mind?
the tsunami's mind, R&R stands for reps and protein.
Protein doesn't start with an R, Tsunami. We talked about this.
It does to the tsunami.
All right, Tsunami.
You know, when we were out there, you really stepped up. You really showed off. I don't think you really need us.
Excuse me?
Every single one of those pro-bending moves you pulled were all you.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
You took out the firebender in the first round. The waterbender, the earthbender, you landed solid hits on all of them.
I appreciate
Raka
it.
did
Tsunami.
too, but you got something else.
I'm scared to ask, Tsunami. What's the something else?
You've got the touch.
You got the
You've
touch.
got the power.
I appreciate it, Tsunami. Yeah, I do. Why don't we get you some clothes? This is not the way to talk about the touch while fully naked, buddy.
I am not. The tsunami is never fully naked.
What?
The tsunami always has hairband.
Yes, you do. It's a lovely hairband you have today, Tsunami.
Thank you.
I'm gonna leave this conversation before it gets more awkward.
Absolutely.
Still soap in Rolong's hair. Doesn't give a shit.
Yeah.
Just like, I can't talk to this man alone. Why am I alone with him? Why am I alone with the tsunami?
Why am I alone with this man? Yeah. While that is happening, we cut to the front of the large arena, the outside lights beaming up, casting almost a silhouette on the clouds above. Rolong, no, not Rolong, Raka. There's too many R names.
What do you mean?
Yep.
It's so easy.
Rolong,
we could be
Raka.
Team Roro.
Team row your boat
Gently
gently
wow.
down the tsunami and his rippling abs. So yeah, Raka and Anti-Terumi step outside of the arena towards the front. There's a collection of the enforcers, Republic City enforcers, gathering up. Basically, they have the gentleman in the brown suit in custody. They also have the firebender from the opposing pro-bending team in something of a light custody. He's not bound overtly, but they're keeping an eye on him, and he's been restrained to a regular amount. It seems that they've deemed that he's no longer dangerous. He looks to have calmed down from whatever it is that he was doing, and his head hangs down, his hair kind of covering his face, and he looks kind of out of it. Anti-Terumi, of course, at the end of last session, looked to Raka and went, "You're in the lead on this one, bud." And following that, she steps back and lets you take lead on the situation.
All right. Well, first, I gotta ask you one thing. Talking to the guy, the firebender. I'm just gonna say, were you in your right mind right there? Is that what you intended to do?
What? His focus sways. He's not looking at you, but you can tell he can hear you at least enough to utter out small responses.
Um, do you really mean to hurt all these people, or like
Uh,
try to do that much damage?
I, I don't know. I don't think so.
All right, I'm gonna come back to you. Get some air.
Mm,
Have some water. Does anyone have any water?
Yeah, yeah,
Get
Get
water
some
bender
air.
on
I
this.
just took all the air from his lungs.
Yeah, yeah,
He's a
yeah.
yeah.
little bit
He's
needs some help.
he's a little dazed.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Uh, and then I'm gonna, yeah, just hope that someone's got some water or something for
Mhm.
them. Just like get them um a little more grounded and see if they can get their head
Yeah,
straight. And then I'm
you
gonna
you can
approach.
see
Yeah.
some of the enforcers have like a blanket, and one of them has like a bottle of water.
Yeah. All right. And then I guess I'd approach the man in brown
Yeah, he is
or purple under weird lighting.
or purple under weird lighting. Before we went live. No, he is wearing a brown suit. He has his white collared shirt with his blue kind of tie that's done in a very kind of extravagant way. It almost looks more
Eldritch.
like an ascot or a scarf, like it's very puffed. Um, and he's got his brown pork pie hat on, and you can see they have him in chains. He is handcuffed. Um, and it looks like they have suppressed his ability to bend, just through kind of restricting his motion. Um,
All right. Um, quick question to all the guards here. Does anyone recognize this
um,
man?
we aren't at the precinct at the moment, but we will be running background checks the moment we get back.
All right. Well, okay. Until then, and then I'll address the man in brown himself. Who are you? I think I asked you before who paid you, and maybe that wasn't specific enough. How did you know that this bad stuff was going to happen? You predicted this. You were right. I'll give you that.
Look, man. I I mean, I'm
Oh,
doing this,
look,
but
man, me. Like, come on, you know what's going on here.
look, I they told me to bring some items to the other room, just water, food, things like that. Something just felt off about it.
When you say
Okay.
they, who are you referring to? Who gave you that order, that directive?
Um, I think it was one of the Cabbage Corp supply guys. They have, you know, um, like food and delivery guys that drop stuff off at the arena all the time. But this was weird. It was the only thing in the shipment.
What was in the shipment?
This time around, it just like few bottles of water and a few like protein bars. Normally we get, enough for the whole arena, but this one was just, a bar or two and a flat of waters.
Are there any of those bars left? Is there any of that water left?
You'd have to. I don't know. I just delivered them. I don't know if they're still there or not.
You're just a delivery guy.
Yeah. Hi. Nice to meet you. Um,
Is it?
my name. Uh, my name is Zan.
Zan.
Yeah, I'm on facility management here at the arena. Um,
And you came in foreboding us with a warning of tragedy, and it came true. Dan,
yeah.
the receiver of goods.
I mean, that's my job is helping the facilities run. Part of that is accepting shipments.
All right. Well,
and delivering them. This one came with just special order to the Turtle Ducks team. I mean, it's not uncommon for people to drop things off for the pro bending teams.
do you have any name with that delivery? Do you know who? Do
Um,
you have any record of
Shin.
it? Shin.
Yeah,
Shin.
the driver's name was Shin.
All right.
He was another. I don't know. Looked like he was waterbender, water tribe. I don't know which type, where from.
All right.
Um,
Well, you didn't have anything to do with this, though. You just.
I,
How did you know it was going to be so awful?
I, and he's getting shifty. He's kind of trying to avoid your gaze. He's trying to not answer.
Is um. hmm. I kind of want to like root his feet in place somehow with um
Yeah.
a little bit of, but I guess earthbending, but I don't know the discs. Would I be able to do that with the discs? A couple discs?
You're outside now. You are on
Are
solid,
we? Oh, okay. I thought we were still in the
right?
arena like somewhere.
Nah, you are
Okay.
on solid ground.
Okay,
You
cool. Then
can
I'll just
do
like
as you see.
I'll
I'm gonna have you. Is this an intimidate? Maybe try and get
yeah.
press for additional. Nope. This one. Gosh darn it. There you go. So, roll an intimidate for me, and we will see where you get.
Character sheet. Intimidate. Oh.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay. Um. So that's a 5,
mhm.
and that's a miss.
Mhm.
Even though I'm
Um.
not there, can I give the help action?
Unfortunately, no.
Oh,
You
I'm
have to be
sorry.
an active
Dang.
participant in the scene.
Okay, I'm just chilling.
I appreciate it though. Yeah, so no.
Uh,
Um
a little sip of tea while I decide
mhm.
how this goes wrong. Remember to hydrate.
So what we're doing.
What is that? Everclear?
It looks like you're just drinking vodka from a bottle.
It's a big kombucha bottle, but it's just filled with water.
Oh, it
I
just looks
gotcha.
like the absolute vodka bottle, and I was like, wow,
Hell yeah.
it's a Monday.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's a
just get
Monday.
shittered. Why not?
So yeah, you go to make that earthbending move, and the moment you make that stance and that move, immediately the enforcers are on you.
Oh,
Tensions just got high.
yeah.
They're they one of them comes and goes, look, I understand you're interested in all of this, but
Yeah,
that's
I'll drop the
that's all we
earthbending.
can. Yeah, look, Anti Terumi spoken for you, Tenzin spoken for you, but we can't have you roughing up suspects. That's not how we
Sorry.
do things.
Sorry. Yeah, no, you're right.
Um,
Sorry. But
if you want to talk to him more, we're gonna take him back to the precinct. You can talk to him there.
well, I don't really want to let him out of my sight to be honest, but all right. Well, I would probably want to double check in with Antarumi at that point because I feel
Mhm.
like my investigation has yielded something at least, but not um as much as I initially was hoping for. And then I got shut down by the guards and I'm feeling like a little
Yeah,
time to check in with mom.
absolutely.
Trying to check in with our mama.
Yeah.
Anti Terumi, I think, watched the whole kind of interaction go down, and just gives you the like, hey, like you got some information, you got somewhere, but um, I mean, hey, we all miss.
Like I guess I'd ask her whether she trusts the person to stay with the like police, whether they've got that situation fully taken care of or not.
Um, hmm. That is a very character thing, and I don't know exactly what Auntie Terumi would respond to that with, and I don't want to put words in James's mouth. So we'll wait for James to get back to
Hmm.
answer that fully. But I'll say for now, Auntie Terumi kind of guides you back to the dressing rooms, and you're all going to take a minute
Hmm.
to kind of shower, recenter, recover a little bit.
Alex passed out on the couch. Just head.
Mhm.
Like, I'm sleeping.
Absolutely.
My fatigue was like one less one. Wrong, sleepy. Wrong needs a nappy nap.
Do you have conditions too?
Yes,
Yeah.
I have 2 conditions not. I have angry, guilty, not checked off, and then I have 1 fatigue. So I am screwed.
Yeah. Yeah. Ditto. Rough. Do we get like a like how do we clear fatigue and
Yeah, I
conditions?
was just pulling up the rules on that because I wanted to remind myself. Um,
You have 2 Christmas trees? I'm sorry. I got distracted because you have one behind you, but is your mirror looking at another Christmas tree?
Oh, the yes.
Okay, I was just like, that's weird. Is that a room? What is that?
Yeah, that's an outdoor one on the patio. We
Okay,
just put out there today. Yeah, that's nice actually. The reflection.
that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, and
okay.
I mean I'm right in front of this other one, so that's kind of too bad. It takes it
It's
out of
very
frame, but
pretty.
yeah. Yeah. Christmas is a big deal around here.
Okay. So, yeah, Auntie Terumi kind of leads you all back to kind of the showers, gets you all back to kind of baseline, and then goes, "Hey, look, it's been a long day. Pro bending matches are done in the evening, so it's getting to be about 10, 11 o'clock at night." Um, he goes, "Hey, why don't we all take a rest, go home, sleep, and we'll reconvene tomorrow and see if we can piece this together before the next match in a few days here." And the tsunami chimes in and goes, "The tsunami is ready for a nap."
Rolling's already passed out. Rolling's just like, I sleep here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So let's,
I guess I'll hit the shower.
yeah.
Hey, I'm just gonna like nudge Rolong a little
Eh,
bit.
eh.
Sorry, I know. Long day, but hey, you ever heard the name Shin before?
Shin?
Yeah. Well, maybe we'll put a pin in it. Talk about it in the.
Profusely sweating.
Yeah.
uh,
Rolong, you have heard the name Shin before.
where, uh, Shin. Huh. Interesting name. I gotta go. You know what? I'm not gonna sleep here tonight. I know I usually
Whoa,
sleep
whoa,
here on the
whoa!
couch.
Hey, wait, no!
I'm just gonna,
Why?
you know what? I got some money. I'm gonna go have a drink. It's been a stressful day. I'm see ya. Have fun with your shower.
We
Get
were just
clean, buddy.
yapping. Okay. That was a very, very strange reaction to a simple question. Okay. Well, that's suspicious. Maybe a little bit.
Hmm.
Okay. Well, I
And
guess
sure
I'll
enough,
start my shower and just stand there in the hot water and contemplate for a bit.
Just hello, darkness, my old
Yeah,
friend.
exactly.
and in true Avatar animation style, Rolong, I think you have that like very wavy, bendy, like, "It's fine, I'm leaving now," and you like slink
Yeah,
out of the
yeah.
room.
Yeah,
Gotta
You
yeah.
know,
go. Have a good shower. Gonna talk to you later. Hey, just slip out
yeah.
of there.
And where does Rolong go?
Oh, Rolong is gonna go to their contact, be like, "What the fuck is going on?"
Hmm.
Right away, just be like, "Okay, we got some issues."
Yeah. And why don't you tell me what that looks like for you? Like, who is your contact? How do you contact them?
Well, mostly because I thieve and everything.
Yeah.
I have to sell my goods at some point, so it's at a pawn
Mhm.
store, and so that's where my contact works.
Yeah.
So pretty much I'm just sneaking throughout the city. I'm still exhausted, but just hearing Shin's name, I feel like, fuck, damn it, no.
Yeah.
And I open up the door to the pawn shop, and when I walk through, I take the sign that says open, I flip it close, and I
Yeah.
lock the door, and I go up to, and I ring the bell on the desk. But it's not a
Mhm.
lightweight ring, like, ding, it's like smashing the
Yeah.
bell, like, "Get
Yeah,
your
like
shit out here right now. We need to talk."
yeah. Um, so you walk into a very familiar pawn shop for you. It's back in the back alley of a back alley, sort of deal. And there is a glowing sign out front, almost neon, uh, in its glow. Title of my name, title of the sketch. Uh, and on the sign is written Lu Hao Pawn and Antique Shop. Um, and Lu Hao uh, is the proprietor of the shop.
When he comes out, I'm just gonna be like, "Hey, Lou!" Just like
Yeah,
the
absolutely.
wind just gushing, just
And what you see before you is a man who is something of a silver fox. He's older. You can see the gray like streaks from his temples. His hair is slicked back with kind of that hair gel, hair grease, very like 1920s gentleman. His suit is pinstriped. His shirt has those like ruffles on it. Um, and the undershirt that he's wearing underneath his jacket is has like those long flowing cuffs. Um, and he goes, "Ah, Rolong, it's been a minute. Um, what do you got to sell? What can I do for you?"
okay, stop acting all coy and whatever. What the fuck is going on with Shin and
This is
the fucking pro bending?
Shin, like shady Shin.
I swear to God, buddy, I'm not in the mood today. I'm not in the mood. Just give me the info I need. Or again, I will break all your dishes in the shop and have no
Yeah,
problem doing it.
and then you'll owe us more money. So see how that goes for you.
I'm working on it, but you need to tell me what the fuck is going on with Shin because I almost got charged to death this today.
Look, consider it an advance on your debt.
The hell does that mean?
Well, I mean, I know you're aware that the Triad unofficially has a pro bending team in the roster.
Yeah.
They've made it this far, and I mean, 100,000 lien, I believe the currency is nothing to scoff at. It would cover your debt multiple times over.
I'm working on it. I've been paying my debt continuously. Doesn't explain why they just gave somebody something and they almost burnt down the whole pro bending ring.
Hmm.
People are in the hospital. This is not what I signed up for.
I mean, none of us signed up for danger, for possibly getting people hurt. But you'll learn that it's part of the trade.
Can I just grab him by the scruff and just like intimidate the crap out of him and be like,
Yeah,
today's
roll
not
intimidate.
today's not the day. I intimidate. There we go. I clicked it. Why isn't it working? Oh, there we go. It's a 9.
The yuan. Okay, yuan is money. It's a 9. It's a hit. Okay. So with intimidate, you get 2. On a hit, they choose 1. On a 10 plus, first you pick and they cannot choose. Okay. So I'm gonna choose 1. Ooh. I'm gonna say they're gonna give in, but with a few stipulations.
Okay.
They go, okay, fine. You want in on the big game. You want in on the big money. I see that. I understand that. But here's the stipulation. Here's the deal I have for you. So I can give you some answers, but I'm gonna put your entire pro bending team, Raka, the Tsunami, Anti-Terumi as well. If anything goes wrong or if this operation goes sideways, they're in the crossfire, and that's on you.
They have nothing to do with this.
Oh, but you care about them.
Prolong's just like getting more mad about this because he's never had really anyone to care about before other than this Tenson and like his family. And he goes like, look, you can up my debt. You can do everything. They're off limits. You come after them. I just almost killed a guy today. Do you think I have any remorse on that?
It's a killer be killed world out there, sweetheart.
I want to talk to Shin. I want to see what's going on.
Okay. I'll organize something. Look, tell you what. Dock 5, 10 o'clock tomorrow. Be there.
Fine. Also, you smell like shit and drops them on the floor.
It is a new perfume. I'm trying different things.
You know what? You that's not gonna get Jessica back, you know? You gotta find someone. You know, you gotta just find someone, and the different perfumes, the weird outfits, that's not gonna do it. It's just
What? You know what? No. I'm your fence. I'm your contact. I don't need this from you.
Really? Because you just started to try shit. I bet Jessica would love to hear this. I bet Jessica would love to hear this conversation.
She will not speak to you. She doesn't speak to anyone.
All right. I'm out. 5, 10. 10 at Dock 5.
Yep.
All right. If he's not there, I seriously don't give a shit about my debt. I will come in here and I will break everything you own, and including your knees. Bye. Walks out, slamming the door. But when they slam the door, the glass just shatters.
Nice. Well done.
And we'll close the scene on Lu Hao sweeping up the glass from the door.
Just like motherfucker.
Yeah, he's definitely added some money to your debt for that.
Don't care. Don't give a shit. I still pay it. I'm not like a deadbeat.
Do you know that after a certain amount of debt, they will start asking you to do different and more challenging things?
Yeah, I'm aware. Hasn't come to that yet.
What have you gotten yourself into?
You know what? It was a thing that I did years ago. Don't worry about it.
There's a little thing that goes to a little bigger thing and a little bigger thing and a little bigger thing.
You know what? I'm not the smartest.
Now you're on a pro bending team.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm using that money to pay off my debts. I'm being good.
Works out.
Yeah. Does Raka have any evening, like before bed activities, rituals, things that you'd like to do little character moments.
I think he'd probably wind up just like heading back home, honestly.
Hmm.
He's still got his parents in the city. Um, would he have received any coin this evening for the match?
I'll say yeah, you have some pocket money.
Yeah.
Um, it wouldn't be from tonight's match kind of ended abruptly, so things are a
Yeah.
little skew, but between, the odd jobs that you run for your parents and the pro bending team regular payout, you have, some pocket change.
Okay.
You're not about to hit up the fanciest restaurant night in Republic City, but
I'd like to
um
like head back to um like my mom and dad's and
yeah,
give my mom some money to take care of dad's medicine and stuff like that.
for sure. Why don't you tell us a little bit about like what Raka's home looks like?
Mhm. It's very, very simple. Like a lot of the denizens of the place, it's kind of got a little bit of store and a little bit um of living area.
Hmm.
Store is just simple, little convenience. Um, but father lives upstairs in a small room. He doesn't need much space anymore. He doesn't really move around that much. Um, and he just kind of sticks to his bed, gets his medicines, tries to do little workouts from bed and stuff like that. But
Hmm.
yeah, it's a quaint place. Um, and I'd imagine mom would just be kind of like tidying up shop and
Yeah,
not no idea what's happening in the fucking pro bending world or
yeah.
what happens where I go, whatever. She's got
Hmm.
like a vague idea of what I wanted to be like and what
Yeah,
school that I wanted to go to, but like, they've got their own idea of what they thought you might be doing, and it's just like whatever you're telling me is like, yeah, 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 okay, okay, cool, yeah, some
yeah,
ladies' school somewhere you're thinking about, but you should really just run the shop, take
yeah.
care of that.
She's got
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
But like the shop. But like you're gonna run the
exactly.
shop when I can't anymore, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
So she's yeah. So that's what he has to deal with, but it's like
absolutely.
it's the burden that he understands how it works, and he knows
Hmm.
that all he's got to do is overpower that, like, just kind of prove himself, and that's why he's just got to keep proving himself again and again.
Absolutely. So yeah, I think you had that moment where you kind of open the door to convenience, and even
Hmm.
though it's extremely late at night, the bell still rings,
Hmm.
and your mother from behind the till still gives you the like, "Welcome." Oh, well, and she goes for the customer service, like, "Welcome to," and she
Yeah,
goes,
yeah, yeah.
"Oh, Raka, you're home. Welcome
Yeah.
home. How was
Well, it was a bit of a
the
weird day.
yeah?"
The match kind of got ended early. Someone
Well, you're here, and she's like piling different things onto you to like go put and restock as you're talking to her.
right. Yeah, no, I'll get to it. Well, just can I'm gonna start like doing the restocking and just like
Hmm.
understand that I won't have a moment really to let her know what I'm saying. But okay, look, I gotta tell you one thing, Mom. Just can we just stop for a sec? Okay, there was a
Um.
big. You'll probably hear about it in the news tomorrow, but there was a big accident at the arena, and I think
Oh.
I think I've got some business I've got to attend to, and I don't know if I'm going to be around for a bit. So I wanted to give you this, and I'm going to give her as much money as I have,
Okay. Yeah.
everything that I have, and I'm just going to say I need you to, of course, do what you're doing. I love you so much. Take care of
Hmm.
dad as best you can, but I think I have to go do something bigger than this and come back with something greater.
Big, bigger than this,
Yeah,
Raka.
mom.
This is the dream. This is we
This
left.
is your dream. I get that. This is your dream.
We We
But
left Bossing Say. We left the Earth Nation. We left everything behind to come set up this shop in Republic City. This is
Mom, I
the
was just a
dream.
baby. I don't remember all that stuff. You talk about that like I should know it all, but I was just a kid, you know? I was just going with you because you're my parents, but I've got to do something
You're,
for you now. You did so much for me,
uh,
but let me do something for you, okay?
you, 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 you kids and your big dreams.
Look, I'll ask a couple of the I'll ask around for someone to come in and help out with some of the stuff that I normally take care of, okay? I'll get someone to come in and take
Okay,
the heavy stuff out of here. I know that the recycling goes once a week and it's a big load. And I got to do that, but I'll get someone to cover that for you, okay? I promise. I'm not going to
it's
leave you just hanging, but I
it's
do
been
have to get out of
difficult
here.
since your dad got sick.
I know. I know. Everything has been harder since then.
And these traditional Earth Kingdom pastries don't make themselves, and
No, that's why you got to stay here and he needs you more than you'll ever know. But
yeah,
I'm going to go up and say hi to him. I'm going to stay here tonight. Um
okay,
but uh I don't know if that's gonna be the same for tomorrow.
yeah.
We'll
I
see,
mean,
one day at a time,
your
right?
your room is still your room, and you're always we want you around, Raka. We want to see you. And I cleaned up a little bit in there. I hope that's okay. I tried not to touch too many of your
You know I don't
bending
when you try
figures.
and touch my stuff. God,
I I I
where
I, I
now
just
I'm
I
not
just
gonna
cleaned
know
up.
where I put my things. Well, I know
I
where I put 'em. I don't know where you're g Mom.
Everything's just away. It's neat. It's tidy.
Well, fine, but sometimes life isn't just neat and tidy, okay? Sometimes you have to embrace the chaos and just thrive in it. But anyway, I'm gonna go upstairs,
Yeah.
I'm gonna talk to Dad, and,
Okay.
and yeah, I'll,
I'm gonna finish up down here. I'm
okay.
gonna
Well, I'll take the garbage out and lock the
okay.
back door, and I'll see you in the morning.
Thank you. Thank you,
Yeah,
Raka.
and then I'll head upstairs and
Yeah.
just check in on my dad, and he would be passed out, like he'd
Yeah,
be asleep. Just
he's asleep.
yeah,
You can see there is like a collection of herbals, like remedies and medicines and such, on the nightstand next to him.
mhm,
Um, he is okay.
mhm,
He's stable, but he's not getting out of that bed anytime soon.
yeah. He's not
Um,
getting better. That's for sure.
yeah.
Yeah. Um.
And your father, how did he end up here? Is he just a unlucky man who got sick? Was he, a part of the military? Was he a White Lotus
Um.
member?
Well, they I guess moved to Bossing Say or from Bossing Say um at some point. So maybe I don't know. There was crazy shit going on in Bossing Say. They drilled a hole in the wall and stuff like that.
Mhm.
But oh wait, was that? Yeah, that
Uh,
was
they
that
would
was
have been
Mora,
kids
right? Yeah, yeah. So they
by
would have
that
been.
time.
So maybe they were like kind of like refugees, almost like part of a place, like one of the inner, like or sorry, like one of the outer wall areas, like the poor areas, had to
Mhm.
like evacuate or something, and they found refuge in the city. But
Yeah,
how he got sick, just age.
just age.
Something got him.
He's just an old man.
Yeah,
Yeah, and you can see,
not exciting.
along
Getting old.
along the walls of the room, you can see different photos and drawings of, your family in Bossing Say. You can see, that time where we had that farm for a little bit in, the like just outside of like Omashu or
Mhm,
what have you. There's little trinkets and bits and bobs of a life well lived. Um and of course, your father in bed taking up one half of it, and the other half is a very pristine and neatly kept blanket where your mom comes to bed every night.
yeah.
or at least you assume she does. It feels like she never stops.
Yeah. And that's exactly it. Like she sleeps on top of the blanket,
Hmm.
doesn't even bother getting in and out to make it. It's just like lay down, get up maybe 2 hours later, do something, lay down for another hour. Yeah, she's a trooper.
She's a trooper. She's busy.
Yeah,
Um,
I just hold his hand and just let him know that I'm heading out of town for a bit.
yeah, and I think most nights he doesn't really respond.
Mhm.
He's a tired old man, and he's awake sometimes, but as of late, even the stretches are getting to be a bit much. Um,
Like early onset dementia.
yeah, yeah, early onset old age,
Yeah, exactly.
very very old man. Um,
He lived real hard when he was young.
yeah, I mean he's put in his work, right,
Yeah.
and he's got himself a nice little place in Republic City and a wonderful family. And you tell him that you'd go, "Hey, Dad, I'm not going to be around for a little bit."
Yeah. Uh, and that would just be it. Yeah, Dad. I know you can't really, but I know you can hear me. I just know you can't talk back to me sometimes. But hey, I'm gonna be
Mhm.
gone for a little bit. Um, so I don't really have anything to leave you with. I gave it all to Mom.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take. I've got a necklace. I
Mhm.
believe. I'm pretty sure that I mentioned a jade necklace. Um,
Yes.
and I would take that off and I'd put it just into his hand,
Mhm.
and I would just hope for just to feel a little bit of like squeeze in his hand.
I'll
Um,
say you do kind of have this moment with him, and this interaction with him. And as you put the jade in his hand, it's almost muscle memory
mhm,
for him,
mhm,
and his fingers wrap around it, and you know that this was his jade necklace from forever ago. It's tradition in your family that it gets passed down father to son, father to son, father to son. And he holds
um,
it, and his fingers find that familiar indent um that he probably felt when his father passed it down to him and would grab for comfort, and he passed on to you.
and I
And he
would just
doesn't
yeah.
say anything, but um your father was an earthbender just like you, and you can see he, while holding this jade and he's rubbing his fingers along it, you notice the small meditative practice, and small pebbles in the room start to float,
Mm,
um and the dust unsettles from its spot as small pieces of earth join in something of a song.
oh, cool.
Oh,
Song of the
aw.
Stones.
Yeah,
Well, that's
and you
awesome, and I'm
head to
going
bed.
to use a little bit of my earth bending, like, just feeling
Mhm.
that, and I'm just gonna kinda just support it a little bit,
Yeah.
and just
Um,
a little, like, moment there, and then give him a big hug and just say, "I'm I'll be back, maybe tomorrow, even night, but, I'm gonna be back sometime soon to take that back from you, and I can't wait to see you and talk to you when I do."
yeah. And in a moment of what seems like clarity, he coughs a little bit
Mhm.
in his sleep, and very very quietly he goes, "You better."
Oh,
Aw.
end scene.
Mm.
I'm not crying, I swear.
Right? That was nice.
My eyes are just sweating.
Yeah. Hot
Yes.
in here.
Yes.
You'd like us to cry every episode? You
Yes.
Yes. Feel feelings because of me.
Feel feelings.
I don't care if you're angry or if you're sad or happy. Just feel feelings, damn it.
Feel feelings. And that's why we play role-playing games, to feel feelings. Okay, yeah, and you kind of take that and you tuck to your room and go to bed. This brings us to the relieving fatigue and conditions portion of a rest. So normally there is kind of a little bit of a timeline and a little bit of conditions that affect how well you recover. Such as, sleeping on the ground is only going to recover 1 fatigue. Sleeping in like a really nice bed is going to recover 3 or 4. That sort of deal. Given that we're fairly short form and we only have 3 sessions, I'm going to say a night's rest clears you a la D&D style, where like you can get rid of all your fatigue, mark it all off. Any negative statuses you had, you can get rid of them. And you can mark 1 condition off.
Okay, got it. Yeah.
Whichever one feels best for you to mark off.
I think being home, I'm gonna take away afraid.
Absolutely. And
I'm gonna take insecure off.
Mhm.
But I feel like Rulong, knowing what's going, like more stuff is going, is gonna feel very afraid and troubled still.
Absolutely. Where do you go after leaving Lu Hao's shop?
Rulong doesn't really have a home. But you know what I would love to do? Just to touch people's heartstrings a
Yeah,
little.
go for it. We all get a moment.
All right. Rulong noticed that Tencent dropped his cup, and so went out and bought a new cup and had it shipped, like with no note
To
or
Air Temple
anything on
Island.
it, to Air Temple Island. There's no note, no nothing, just Air
Yeah.
Temple Island. It says #1 dad.
Aw, it just says #1 dad.
And shipped it off. And Rulong doesn't really have a home or anything. That's why they mostly sleep at the
the bending arena.
Bending arena. So pretty much just goes and like lies down in a tree somewhere and sleeps in a tree.
Absolutely.
Close to the bending arena, because they know that that's where they were meeting.
Yeah.
Just can't get back in because they locked the doors at a certain time. And I won't get any more trouble if Anti-Terumi by breaking in, so.
That's fair. That's fair. You do notice as you're in your tree branch, because there are some trees and stuff heading up to the bending arena. There's like a walkway over to its little island, and there are some nice looking trees there. And you're not unfamiliar of those trees. You've slept in those trees before, and you go, yeah, that's probably good enough. And sure enough, you're about to like huddle in for sleep, and you just hear the most obnoxious snoring. And in the water down below you, floating on top of it, the tsunami is asleep, just floating on the water.
Oh, look down like,
you know he has a place to go home. Like he has a home. He can go home. But I don't know. You like remember him saying something about some like weird training he was doing about like maintaining concentration so that like even when he's asleep he can like be the best. Who knows?
great. Just like
Just
puts
you and
the
the
hood
trees
up,
and the
ties it up
tsunami.
more, turns around, and just tries
Yeah.
to sleep and tries to ignore the noise. The tsunami always trains.
The
Even
tsunami
when
is always
sleeping.
training. Even when sleeping, the tsunami is training.
I love the tsunami. Best character.
So
Best
good.
man. My agent of chaos.
You hear loud snoring. Oh no.
Yeah.
The tsunami, god damn it.
Always the tsunami.
I can imagine like the snoring and like as he blows out, there's like little waves.
All I hear is
Yeah.
me.
Yeah. Every inhale he like sinks into the water a little bit, and every exhale he like jettisons back up and like moves across like a speedboat. Yeah.
Nami is
So the
jet
night passes.
propulsion.
Yeah, the tsunami uses jet propulsion while asleep, like an octopus. Fun fact about octopi:
It's a fun
they
fact.
use a very physical form of jet propulsion to move because they don't have fins. But yeah, the night passes. Everyone sleeps. Let's start with, I don't know, who wants to morning routine first? Who wants to set up the morning?
I can, or Raka can if Raka wants to.
Doesn't matter.
I guess Rolong will wake up first.
Go for it.
Rolong's just gonna wake up first and look down to see if the tsunami is still asleep or if they're still there. Just like, is he dead? Did he
The
drown?
tsunami is not there.
Okay.
But you know full well, like, you're reaching, 9-10 o'clock. Like, it's mid-morning at this time. You know full well the tsunami is up at like 5 o'clock in the morning for the sunrise to be rising weights while the sun is rising. Like, that sort of, like, he's rise and grind to the core.
Rolong's pretty much just gonna jump out of the tree, stretch, get the branches off and everything,
like a morning cat.
Yeah, just like, and it's gonna go look for some food.
Yeah,
They need to eat. They need to have some breakfast before we have this meeting together. So I'm just gonna go looking at the market to find some breakfast.
Yeah, and sure enough, a lot of the vendors who have set up outside of the pro bending arena for like concession during pro bending matches have like little carts that they'll pick up and like cart off to different areas around town, kind of like a food truck sort of deal, where they'll just like hike it up and go running off to wherever they need it to be. But there's still a few around, some that went, the breakfast rush is not, the brunch rush doesn't exist. I slept in. Oh well, I guess I'll just set up here for now. So yeah, you got, a solid mix of breakfasts available to you. So you scrounge up some food, have a quick bite to eat. There are a few people who kind of come by and they are just kind of common folk who watch pro bending, and you notice a few people are like, oh my god, like, you're from the Basalt Geese, right? Like, you're the airbender, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool. That's so awesome. The way you knocked that guy off the stage last night, that was so awesome. And like there's like maybe a younger kid, like 10, 12, who's just like so excited.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Can you like show me moves like that? And he's like striking like little like kid karate poses. Like,
Oh.
whoop-ah.
I don't know if you're an airbender, buddy.
I totally am. Look, and he like pushes his hand forward, and he also is like blowing air from his mouth.
Oh, I was like, you know who you should be. There's this air temple guy. You know, he would be perfect for teaching.
Oh my god, Tenzin? He's so cool.
Hey,
Auntie Trumi is back. You will get
same face. Perfect.
Yeah, Tenzin's so. You know what? Why don't you go to the temple and just say Rolong sent you?
Mom says I can't try anymore.
Oh, okay.
One time she caught me in like a rowboat. I put together a rowboat and was trying to boat over to the island, and Mom caught me and said I couldn't do that again.
Well, you should listen to your parents.
And the lesson here is never try.
Wow.
And he threw me out of nowhere.
Never try right behind Rolong. Jesus.
I have no context for any of this.
Yeah.
Just like, there, just like pats the head like very awkwardly, like could have had a V8 style, just like
yeah, conk. I go, and the kid in very like 10-year-old fashion goes, "All right, I'm gonna go back to playing Airbenders with my friends." And you can see like there's like 3 or 4 other kids, and they're all like making little like open palm movements at each other.
They're LARPing.
They're yeah.
They're
Yeah.
geeking.
Yeah.
Little kids will always, play pretend, and I think definitely the pro bending has inspired kind of a younger generation of kids to like, I'm an earthbender, I'm a firebender, I'm gonna earthbend, I'm gonna firebend. Sure enough, it's caused a few fires across Republic City as kids go, I'm gonna firebend, and then pretend to throw a firebending punch and actually like
That's
cause
it. And they're
something
like,
to catch
oh
fire,
no.
and they're
Yeah.
like, oh no.
And or just like grab some matches from the kitchen, and
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah. There's
One
definitely a
kid
little
stands
bit of
over here.
chaos.
Yeah.
I appreciate the chaos. It's just nodding to the kid, be like, "It's a good kid. It's
Yeah.
a good kid." And I'm gonna just walk to the pro bending room
Absolutely.
where we're supposed to be.
And you head to your kind of prep room, the couch in its familiar spot, the little like kitchenette, a few little collectibles and items from the team members that are using the space.
And I have like
and
a
this-
hidden compartment where it's just like my clothes, because that's where I usually stay. And everything, so I can just get cleaned up.
We'll say that the couch is like a fold out pull out couch. However, instead of having a mattress there, you have removed the mattress and you've stashed all your things inside the pull out couch, and you sleep on top of it. So you've got like clothes and like a few different personal items and effects in there. Things like that.
Perfect.
Bits, bobs, things you haven't pawned yet at Lou Howe's.
I don't think I'm gonna be welcome back for a bit. But something else there will be welcome back for a bit.
Yeah. Yeah, and Raka, what's your morning look like?
Probably get up and check in with Mom. She'd already be up and getting the store back open. And
The store has been up and running for the last like hour or two at this point. Like,
yeah, for sure. And then just do whatever she needs me to do, my morning chores. Grab a quick bite to eat, and then give them both big old hugs, and then head out.
yeah, and your mom stops you on your way out. She goes, "Oh, darling, darling. I know you said you have a lot to do today, but I was up last night and I just figured that you could use some food for the road." And she hands you a like cloth wrapped bento set. And it's wrapped in like that very Earth Kingdom like green with gold trim.
I love your parents.
Yeah, my mom's an angel, but she doesn't see the bigger pictures.
See the overlay for the symbol that's right above the Raka's head.
Yeah. It's exactly like it's got that exact like image on the bottom of it with the way the cloth is wrapped around. It's like on the bottom, and the circle and like the little diamond that goes around it are kind of wrapped up the side.
David redid some of these for us over the past week, because the symbols right above us came down to like here on all of us.
They look really good.
Thank you, David. Thank you, Stream Father.
At least we're not calling him Stream Daddy.
No,
Stream Daddy.
that's my name.
You're MILF.
Stream Mommy.
And I'm my own grandpa.
Something like that. Yeah, and Auntie Terumi, where would you be kind of early morning getting ready, 10 o'clock after a long night of pro bending matches and everything that went down?
I need a little bit of context on what happened with the interrogation and the Raka.
Absolutely. The interrogation and the Raka. Raka asked some questions, found out that our man in the brown suit is one of the operations workers here at the pro bending ring. And last night he received a shipment of kind of protein bars, waters, things like that he was to take to the turtle duck room. Something about the shipment felt off. And so he told you to skip. He came to warn you that something was weird, something was off. And then It seemed like he had more information, but Raka failed the intimidate roll, and so the enforcers stepped in and took our suspect to the precinct.
We did get a name.
For yes,
Good.
the delivery driver that evening that dropped off that shipment, his name is Shin.
I see.
That's
Mhm.
all we know.
Just Shin.
Yeah.
Just
Nothing
like share.
else.
But
Yeah,
then
it was what was on the delivery paper was just Shin.
Yeah.
No last name, no anything.
I went back
Um,
to Rolong with that information and was just like, hey, like, just letting you know what we got. Do you happen to know a Shin? And they were just like, oh, yeah, no. By the way, I gotta go. And just dipped out. And I'm like, that was suspicious. So
So yeah,
That's
Rolong
suspicious. All right.
slinked
fair
off
enough.
into the night. Rocco went back home to their parents' little convenience shop. I tried to talk and swallow an almond at the same time.
No. This is why you put almonds in your back orifice.
Yeah, it's in my back hole.
Yeah.
Brennan B. Mulligan, you were right. I should have listened.
I went to
We're
I
killing
went
our
back
DM.
to my place, talked to my parents, and just told them that I was probably going to be out of town for a little bit, as there appears to be larger things brewing right now. And yeah, then Rolong, what happened with you?
I got a new cup for Tenson. That's it. No.
Yeah.
I went to my contact for because I have shady contacts in the dark parts. And I went to my contacts to figure out what the hell Shin's doing.
Mhm.
And I have a debt to Shin. So I was trying to figure it
Oh.
out,
Mhm.
and I got I told them that I wanted to speak to Shin to figure this out, and I have an appointment with Shin at the dock, the 5th dock at 10 p.m.
This is something that
Bingo.
we don't know, however.
You do
correct?
not
Not
know.
yet.
No.
Okay. Not yet.
And I got a new cup for Tenson that says number 1 dad and had it shipped to him.
Oh, and then you slept in a tree with what's his name?
The tsunami,
The tsunami
is
underneath
sleeping
you.
on the water, floting
Yeah.
on the surface of it. Because
The
every
tsunami
time is
really
training
wants to be
time.
my friend. I just really like wherever I go, the tsunami is, and I'm like, go away. It's just like the tsunami does not understand.
I think you just happen to be in spaces where the tsunami is.
Look, when you're
Constantly.
caught up in a tsunami, it's hard to get away.
Yeah. And that's pretty much.
That's fair. So, Auntie Terumi, let me think. Terumi witnessed this flubbed interrogation.
Yeah.
Okay. So she's likely compiling a series of exercises for Raka in order to train his focus and his demeanor and his skill set.
Yep.
Basically, setting out a training regiment.
For sure.
Beautiful calligraphy, like excellent penmanship.
Gorgeous.
And it all has to be waterproof because she's going to nail it to his head, and it needs to be able to withstand the blood from coming
For sure.
through.
For sure.
What?
Can you maybe just like roll a straight creativity to see how well this is
Yeah,
constructed?
okay. I'm fine with that.
Just for fun.
Yeah.
Just for funsies.
Oh, yeah, it's
Full
beautiful.
hit. That's an 11.
It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. It is
Yeah.
completely waterproof. Maybe it's a very thin sheet of rock.
Yeah, it's also excellent sound advice, and
Yeah.
he's going to follow it because obviously he has displayed that he has a weakness when it comes to interrogating fools. So that we're going to shore that up because that's something that can be fixed. That's going to be just fine. He just needs to put in the effort. It'll be fine. I have complete faith in him. It'll be good.
Rocco run.
Absolutely.
Rocco run.
So
run now.
Rocket has a sneeze from like
Just like
across the
someone's
city.
talking about me.
Yeah.
But
Absolutely.
Cold
Starts getting cold
sweat.
sweats. Just like
Yeah.
Oh
something's
god,
wrong.
no.
Just like bad
the other thing-
dreams throughout the night.
Yeah.
And then I think yeah, so Terumi I think is going to take the time. what do we have later in the day as a group? There are no more matches today.
There are no matches today. The next match is in a day or two.
Okay.
The enforcers have said that you can come and ask more questions of the suspects, both the man in the brown suit, who you still do not know the name of.
No, they
Yes.
told us his name.
I did tell you his name.
Yeah,
I just immediately forgot it,
Vinny.
so that's on me.
Vinny.
Vinny, yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's Vinny.
I think
We'll go
Vinny
with
is
Vinny.
right.
Yeah.
We'll go with Vinny.
okay.
I'll
remember
listen back to this tomorrow and go, dang it.
Yeah.
His
Oh
name
no,
was
I think
X.
it was Vam because you were talking. I was like, it reminds me of
Yeah.
spam.
Yeah, Vam. That
Vam.
sounds about right.
I think Terumi is going to hit up. So we had talked about two monumental or momentous people that we know. And you and I had pitched around the idea of one of them being this well-respected firebending master.
Yes,
in the
absolutely.
city. And what Terumi saw in the bending arena very much appears to be somebody took a dose of something and it just took him out, right?
Yeah.
Because there are powerful firebenders out there, and Terumi's probably met a good handful of them, and maybe a handful of them can do what she saw there today in a very controlled sort of way, but wouldn't because they know better.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think you tell me what's the name of this firebending master that I know?
This firebending master is named.
I just wrote down Steve, but
I love that. His name is Steve.
Steve.
In classic tabletop RPG fashion, his name is Steve. There's always one. No, just kidding. The firebending master, his name is Yuzun. Yuzun.
I like it. That's
he's Master Yuzun. And you know that his dojo is kind of on the south end of the city. Yeah.
Thank you, Dean Denal, for a raid. We got 8 more viewers coming in.
Oh,
hi everybody!
Thank you so much. Welcome.
Booyah! We are playing Avatar Legends, the TTRPG system.
Yeah, we're going through it. It's a fun little system powered by the Apocalypse. Fairly simple to catch on and understand.
Absolutely.
But yeah, Yuzun is in the south side of the city. His dojo is there. It's a very Fire Nation style building in the middle of kind of a sprawling metropolis.
Terumi stops by on the way, and in a very it might seem uncharacteristic of her, but she hits up a little shop and finds a local delicacy here, and they're cabbages.
Yes,
but they're mini cabbages.
Tiny cabbages.
They're like this big.
Yeah.
They're dumplings that are rolled over like cabbage rolls, and then they're layered around to look like a tiny miniature cabbage, like an.
So is anyone else hungry?
Yeah.
Right.
And then,
yes.
In the stall next to it, she grabs other cabbages that are actually just like little matcha mochi.
Oh, fun.
But they look almost identical. And she just kind of like shakes the box up a little bit.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. Evil but great.
Yeah. And let's go see Master Yuzun, because I feel like there's some context here that can be given. And maybe if anybody's going to know about firebenders seeking to push past their limits, Master Yuzun is probably gonna have somebody in the know, right? Or have disciplined someone for seeking in that regard. That sort of thing.
Absolutely.
He hates cabbage rolls and loves mochi, and this is why I do this.
Yes, exactly.
Some people just like to see the world burn.
Yeah,
with cabbages,
fair enough. Cabbage Corp rules us all.
cabbage chaos.
Sure enough, you
Cabbage rules everything around me.
kind of head towards his dojo in the south side of Republic City. It is, like I said earlier, a very classic Fire Nation style building, those peaked roofs, that kind of Japanese influenced architecture. And there's a little bit of a courtyard where there are
Mhm.
some kind of acolytes and younger students, early 20s, kind of going through motions and practicing. And then, you head inside to the main dojo, and meditating in the middle there is Master Yuzun. He is an older gentleman. He wears very traditional but simple firebending robes. That classic red with the gold trim, the slight shoulder epaulette peaks, but nothing too extravagant to, impede on the movement.
Mhm.
Those kind of pointed shoes, and he's sitting on his knees in front of kind of that classic tea set, as he's making himself kind of a morning matcha sort of ritual. He is older, probably hitting 60s to 70s.
Mhm.
He is completely bald on top.
Does he have the dungeon master coming off the side though?
No,
Oh,
no, he does not.
I see how
He
it
does,
is.
however, have a full gray beard
I like
that
it.
kind of comes off and has that very angular point to it, kind of making his face longer and sharper than it normally would be.
Mhm.
Um,
You got to have controlled facial hair when you're a firebender because
oh yeah,
you got to be careful of like the bush.
yeah, absolutely. Gotta watch out for the bush when you're a
Got to
firebender.
mind the bush.
Mind
fire
the
bush.
God. Oh God.
Yeah,
You got to tame that shit.
I will say, like, his facial hair is pristinely well kept. It is a
Mhm.
wonderful like silvery white, with the exception of like his mustache and like area around his mouth where you can see he's done like some firebending techniques, and it's kind of singed and blackened
Mhm.
in that area. And normally you're like, oh, whoa, weird, but it like has like this really cool ombre effect to it where it goes
Yeah.
from like white to black.
Cool. I like it.
And without opening his eyes or making a move, he goes, "Ah, Master Terumi, to what do I owe the pleasure this morning?"
Well, I imagine that you've. Terumi comes and sits in front,
Mhm.
and waits for a teacup as is expected,
Yeah,
and presents the little box forward and slides it forward. It's
yeah.
wrapped up in uh, almost like a shufa or a bandana,
Mhm.
with the Scorious School's colors on it.
Yeah,
Right? Everybody needs
absolutely.
a handkerchief. Like, it's one of those things.
Everyone's got a handkerchief. Everyone's got a symbol of
Mhm.
some sort.
Yeah. Um,
Um, and he
present
goes,
it forward. Wait for
"Yes,
tea.
I have been made aware of last night's firebending incident." Um,
Incident makes it sound as though it wasn't some young upstart that was impatient in their own training.
mhm. As he's talking to you, his eyes have not opened.
Mhm.
Once he is sitting completely still in that like meditative state.
I vibe that.
Um,
That's me before 9 a.m.
yeah,
He hasn't had his coffee yet.
absolutely. And you hear behind him, one of the acolytes taps a stick twice on the ground,
Mhm.
and you watch as a small tea cup is tossed across the room towards Master Yuzun. And without moving, without opening his eyes, without reacting, he just holds his hand out, and the cup lands squarely in it before he brings it to the table in front of him,
Mhm.
and starts pouring tea and like going through the motions of this ritual.
Mhm.
And he goes, Yes, tragedy might be the better word for it.
I confess that I was preoccupied chasing down an assailant. I didn't see what became of
Hmm.
the young individual. Do you know?
Yes, he is currently in custody. They brought me in to look at him the other night as something of a consult.
Are you familiar with this individual?
He has been by. He has trained occasionally.
A, na-
He's
a
skilled.
name?
He is well done. Through my school, not under me directly.
Hmm.
One of my apprentices took him on. Um, he has skill. He has potential, but pro benders. Sometimes the ambition outweighs the ability.
Be that as it may, it seems that pro-bending seems to make the world go round these days. What with the lack of real battle.
I have definitely seen the uptick in my younger classes. And as he kind of gestures out towards the yard, you like look back and there's a group of like 15-year-old firebenders who are going through early motions of like this is how you do. They're practicing like the dragon dance, like that sort of deal.
Yeah,
Um,
getting acquainted with moving through zone 1, zone 2, zone 3.
yeah, they're it's very very early beginning like form practice.
Well, be that as it may, if the Avatar has taught us anything, it's that we can all learn a little something from interacting with other kinds of benders. We don't need another,
Yes,
you know,
I mean,
Ozu.
oh, you don't need to bring up my nation's history to me, Tarumi. I am fully aware.
I feel like Tarumi's probably met the Fire Lord at some point or another.
Oh, I think
Current and
definitely there's
past. Yeah.
been like those kind of more upper echelon, like these are the firebending masters.
Mhm.
These are the these are the master benders of Republic City, and there have been
Yeah.
times where you've interacted with, you know, kind of foreign dignitaries who have come to see what the city has to offer and
Mhm.
XYZ, or those like very traditional, more historical festivals.
Yeah.
Where Terumi has shown off earthbending and lava bending in a very traditional festival sense and gotten to shake some hands and rub some shoulders through that.
There's some concern that this might not be an isolated incident, and uh, the level of the amount of chaos that this young person reigned in that arena
Mm.
was something that I haven't seen for a very long time. The amount of power and pressure called forth, he essentially burned up his own body for a minute amount of time.
It is a travesty and a tragedy. It is a insult to firebending, as fire is an element of life.
Is this, you say travesty, is this a technique?
Mm, it is not unheard of in myth and legend that a firebender gives their all in a moment of pure passion and pure um, bending
Determination.
ability and determination, that they push themselves beyond their limits,
Mhm.
leaving little behind.
This
However,
seemed
it's a
different.
very it's a very difficult technique to even achieve, very dangerous one, and nobody has willingly practiced that technique since the days of legend, of myth.
And something doesn't sit right because this individual walked into the pro bending arena, and don't get me wrong, I'm sure that those young folks feel some minute sense of pressure having all of those eyes on them, but truly there was nothing going on to ignite his passions. There was no contest of will to overcome, nothing to dig into. It just happened, which it leads me to believe, I suspect, a substance of some kind. And she starts unwrapping the cabbage trap.
Yeah, and you see he like raises his eyebrows at this, but his eyes still remain closed.
Yeah.
And
I slide the cabbages forward. I take one first and I pop it in my mouth and I slide it forward.
Here,
It is not poison.
No.
But it's a
Absolutely
trick.
Oh, it is absolutely a trap.
Yeah.
It's a trap.
Okay, you got one of the mochi ones.
Oh, that's terribly unfortunate.
Yeah.
More unfortunate.
Terumi prefers the cabbage roll ones.
Which is unfortunate.
It's a thing.
And he finishes the tea kind of ceremony that he's been doing as you're talking. He hands you a cup and he takes his. He has a small sip of it. And he goes, I inspected the firebender last night. As I told you, they brought me in to consult on him. I believe you are on the right path. His skill and ability in the situation that he was in would not have caused something like this. There is a fear that with the spirit portal being open and the spirits now living among us, that they have the ability to alter a person's bending for an amount of time. The avatar is, of course, the bridge between worlds, and as such has the soul of a human, a bender, as well as the avatar of Rava, a spirit that allows them to be a force for good, but also allows them to wield all the elements.
That's a singular case, though. A regular bender that is not the avatar can't hope to possess a spirit within their shit balls.
And yet,
she says that out loud.
Yeah. And yet Unalak, not but 2 years ago, was it? Attempted to become something more.
That
spirits.
What was it? Vatu?
Vatu,
yes.
Who is sealed again now, thanks to the Avatar Korra.
I remember a lot more about Avatar and Korra than I give myself credit for, because
I was going to say, you said you hadn't even finished it, or
so I finished it, but it was many years ago.
You're just like, I got this.
Apparently, this is like dad lore.
Cheers! Welcome to my world.
Right?
I think about this stuff on the daily.
There it is.
Mostly thinking about Korra and her amazing muscles.
That's fair.
Nice.
File that one away for later.
He goes, yeah. It is not impossible for a spirit to change the way someone's bending works. And although Rava and Vatu and the avatars are an extreme version of this, who's to say a lesser spirit might not be able to empower a bender for a limited time?
You know, this scenario, tragic as it is for this young individual. Did you catch their name? I didn't get a name.
That would have been Young. Let me pull up his name.
Steve.
Young Steve.
Yoki. His name's Yoki.
Yoki?
Why? Yeah, Yoki.
Kind of adorable.
Yoki, Steve in brackets. Got it.
Mm-hmm.
It does, in an interesting way. This could be a realm of study. There are more and more spirits coming through every day, each with an affinity for one of the
Each-
elemental areas.
Mm-hmm.
Could you
Each nation,
imagine?
I'm sure, has its researchers at the portals. There was quite a bit of international debate about, how these portals exist and who can access them and the spirit world and such.
It
The
certainly
Avatar has been paramount in navigating these discussions, both between the nations and also the spirits and non-spirit individuals.
Could you imagine having all of the power of an airbender to bolster your fire?
I mean,
Maximum oxygen.
Tenzin and I have had a few good good pair-ups.
I bet you have.
And he reaches for the little cabbage switcheroo box.
Trap cabbages. Cabbage trap
The trap
kids.
cabbages.
Hit emoji right, and then the second one not good.
And he reaches and he grabs one. And he doesn't really think about it. And he kind of feels it in his hand a little bit before putting it in his mouth. He goes, "Oh, Terumi, why? Why?"
Because they're delicious.
And in the shock of his, like, oh gosh, I was expecting a mochi and I've been given instead a dumpling that I do not much enjoy. I do much care for these cabbage dumplings. His like eyes shoot open, and to no surprise to you, but his eyes are they're white.
Yeah.
He is a very old blind master.
Mhm.
But it has not affected his ability to contribute at all.
Yeah.
To anyone ever.
The well seasoned firebenders, for instance, have an intrinsic ability to detect heat coming off of bodies and the
Yes.
absence of heat coming off of things.
Mhm.
Well seen and well known. Just like Toph as a good example of earthbending
Yep.
vibrations.
Every
Sometimes bullshit vibrations. Bitch was flying. Like that's come on now.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Pretty much.
every element has its way to make up for a lost sense.
Everything ties into the world in
Mhm.
its own way, and it feeds back information in a unique way. So
Yeah.
Terumi says, are you aware of anyone in Republic City that's currently doing some of this research? You'd mentioned that some of the different nations were looking into it. I have to confess, this is the first I've thought about it. I've been occupied forming a pro-bending team to exert, a foothold here in Republic City.
That you have.
Times are changing,
yes.
friends.
Actually, I would recommend seeing if you can contact Janora. She's been quite a leading lady when it comes to the spirit research.
I may just do that. I may also pay young Yoki a visit if he's still in custody, you said?
Yes.
If he made
Yes,
it
he
through
is.
the night?
He is still in custody, but he's fine. He's recovering.
Surprising.
He may not be bending for a while, but he's recovering.
We'll see about that. And she like pushes the rest over and you feel a faint vibration go through the ground,
Mhm.
and the little box like starts to do this, like the trouble game where everything starts rumbling.
Oh, for sure.
And she separates the mochi to one side and the cabbage rolls to the other,
Yeah.
but she doesn't tell him which is which.
That's
and then
fair.
leaves.
He's just gonna be like, "That's not fair."
She bids him adieu and thanks him for his time and says, "I'll look in on young Yoki and this Janora that you
Yes.
speak of. Maybe we'll get to the bottom of this foolishness."
It's always a pleasure, Master Terumi.
Always a pleasure, Master Yuzumi.
And he reaches into the box, and he does grab one of them. He's a little bit more cautious about it this time, and he kind of weighs it and feels it in his hand before scorching it instantly into a coal and tossing it at the back of your head. And it kind of dinks off harmlessly, but he nails you.
I like it. It was one of the mochi ones.
Let's see. Let's
I
see
don't
what
know.
it is.
I don't know.
Only Chance can tell us it was a mochi one.
Yeah. I like it. Like, you wasted a perfectly good mochi.
He goes,
I leave. I say on the way out.
worth it.
I linger in the
Some things
courtyard
make
for a
it fun.
moment
Mhm.
and look in on these youngsters beginning their starting the firebending forms.
Yeah.
And just kind of like listening in and being aware of what's around. And on the way out, she stomps her foot, and 3 circular rock discs fly up into the air and hurl themselves at these kids, like chucking rocks as though it's a pro bending arena.
Yeah.
And I, like, without even looking back, hearing the whap, crunch, whap.
Can you roll a rely on your skills and training
Yeah, absolutely.
for me, just to see,
Full hit.
Yeah, that is a full
smacking
hit.
these children.
Yeah, what the?
You toss these rocks back, and yeah, all 3 of them just real in quick succession before any of the instructors or anything can do anything. They all find purchase with their respective firebending teenager.
And she just like raises a hand and says, "Your forms are weak," and leaves.
I remember just beating up teenagers left and right.
Yeah, and like the camera is left for a minute on these teens who are all like holding their guts and like going like, "Oh god." One
I
of them
feel
is
like-
like shaking their fist at you in anger as they like clench.
One of them hit their no bits.
I feel like one of the firebending like instructors would probably like take this in and be like, "Get back to work, you little like."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on up and at him.
Yeah.
I think there's definitely more where the firebending the instructor kind of turns to like look at you for a second and then has the like, "Oh, yeah, okay."
Yep.
and
Yep,
just goes,
good.
"Okay, back to it."
Um,
continues to lead these kids through forms
Terumi
after
is
making sure
going
there's no broken
to-
bones.
Terumi is going to try and find Raka after this.
Yeah, for sure. Before you all kind of split up for the night last night, you made rough plans to meet back at the arena to discuss what to do next. So you can probably find him there.
That seems sensible.
Yeah, and so the 3 of you converge back in front of the pro bending arena to make of the day what you will.
All right. We're approaching 8:00.
Yes, we are. I think now is a good break.
Reasonably so.
Yeah, my dog is looking at me like, I need to go outside.
Yeah, he's
We're
watching.
getting
He's
restless.
looking.
We got 7:51 right now. Why don't we come back at 8:01? Does that sound good?
I like that.
All
Ten
right.
minutes?
801 sounds good.
I'll
All
get
right.
this one out.
Sounds good. See you in a few.
A minute.
Phenomenal.
a bit.
See you in a minute.
Bitches! I mean, no, we're back. Hi.
Hi, we're back. This is why James had me do the off the front intro.
Kate's
Welcome
actually
back.
just pizza. Sid calls us bitches behind everybody's back. No one knows.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Welcome back to part 2 of part 2 of Avatar Legends, the tabletop role-playing game.
That math's out. Yep. Yep. I'm
I'm
picking
good
up
at
what you
math.
put down there.
Thank you. I'm putting down a lot. Somebody stop me.
Just slapping it down.
Slapping it down. It's on the table with a heavy thunk.
Sloppy wet sounds.
Darn tootin'.
Anyway.
We are back on break, guys.
We are back off break. It's been a Monday, but
Happy to be here.
we will open our scene on the bridge in front of the pro bending arena as our we'll just spread that scene wide open. Look, you started this.
How did I? Oh yeah, I did actually start this. I
You
was like,
started this.
wait, how did I start this?
specifically.
Yeah, I did. It was my fault. My bad. I'll take full responsibility of my actions.
We need to clip the in between the break parts where we're just goofing before we go back live.
I have a full recording of all of it.
Panic,
Phenomenal.
panic.
Get it? As I come
Behind
back
the
with my
scenes.
cinnamon sugar tortilla.
I'm having
Anyway.
like cinnamon sugar cereal.
We hope you all got a little drink, a little snack in the interim. That's always my favorite thing to do when my players are busy. As you'll notice throughout the night, I've been eating almonds and peanuts and cheese and anything else I can get my hands on.
Snack for life.
But yeah, we open up our scene on our pro bending team and Auntie Terumi meeting in front of the arena. Just to kind of coalesce and compare notes and see where they want to go next. The boulder is not with you, or not the boulder, the tsunami.
The
The tsunami.
The boulder is also not with you, as he is long dead, given the passage of time.
Do we know that he could still be alive?
Yeah, the boulder is immortal.
He just changed his name to Tsunami.
It's the Dread Pirate Roberts. It's just a mantle that's passed down.
The boulder is a mantle that is passed down, but the original boulder that we saw in ATLA is long past to old age.
Absolutely.
Anyway, the tsunami decided that he had other things to do today. The tsunami must pick up groceries for the wife.
The tsunami's married?
And he didn't sleep at home?
There's some
training.
wedding problems there.
The tsunami is very dedicated to his craft and has an understanding spouse who is amazing.
The Mrs. Tsunami understands. For those of you who have met the Mrs. Tsunami, she is just the female version of the tsunami. They are both incredibly muscular, dedicated to their craft. And they're wonderful people. She makes a mean casserole, you know?
I feel like they have 7 children and 6 of them are also stoic and one of them's just a fucking nightmare.
Yeah, they have 6 kids. They have Raindrop.
Okay.
They have Boyle. They
hate that kid.
Yeah.
No, he's great actually. He's another one of the stoic ones.
Waterfall, Geyser.
Yeah. They have Pond, they have Geyser. And the weird one of course is Puddle.
Yeah.
I like Puddle.
Yeah.
Puddle's like a firebender.
Yeah, he somehow just in their lineage somewhere. They're both waterbenders, so who knows? It turns out, the tsunami on his mom's father's side was married to a firebender and it just wiggled its way in. And funny enough, though, all of them wear red and orange, with the exception of Puddles, who does wear blue.
Nice.
I love it.
Poor Puddles, man.
Uh,
He's my
but
favorite
yeah,
character.
so you're coming up to about 10:30, 11 o'clock a.m.
Yep.
The day is yours. Go for it.
Rolong's just pretty much just sitting on the bridge, just when Aang was like having that thing, he's like, now watch this, and it's like he's pretty much doing that with one hand, just like have a coin going around it slowly, just like
Absolutely.
just waiting. They're the first one to be there, by the way. I don't know if
Yeah,
who's
you've
gonna be
been
the
chilling
second.
around for like about an hour. You had breakfast. You've been,
Yeah.
you know.
I think Rocco would just, after saying goodbye to his parents, make his way up to the arena where everyone was meeting up.
But is Rocco gonna be late?
Probably not. Unless something really interesting happened on the way there.
You should have seen
You
this
get run
dog,
over by a
man.
automobile.
You should
Oh
have seen
no.
this-
No, just kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah. You show up pretty much on time. Anti-Terumi, you come up from your bayside stroll. I'll say you probably follow the water line back up.
I wait until the youngsters gather up first. So just so she can deliver this, like, a master is never late, nor is she early. She arrives precisely when she means to.
just waiting behind the corner and be like, did you see Anti-Terumi just staring at us?
Yeah, she's just right there.
Just like,
I don't know what she's
"No,
doing. Yeah.
fine."
I'm just gonna ignore her and just
I
head
love-
inside. She'll probably try to do something dramatic.
love that Anti-Terumi flips wildly back and forth between like the coolest person ever and like this person who's trying to be cool so bad.
Yeah.
When they're not trying, they're the coolest person ever, but when they are trying,
This
it's
is-
like, oh no.
This is new ground for her because up till this point, every person that was like under her tutelage was there under the threat of bodily harm for the most part, either on the insistence of their family or because of some kind of militaristic action. And this is the first time that like you two could just leave, and that throws her for a fucking loop. I mean, I'm paying you, but still, you
The
could
money
quit.
is good and the academy is good, so
I
got
got
my
debt to pay.
loyalty.
Yep.
I got a debt to pay.
She
Fair enough.
comes up and says, she claps Raka on the shoulder. Sorry, the Raka.
The Rock, yeah.
The Rocka.
The
The Tsunami's voice
Rocka.
echoes through the town.
Where the fuck is he now?
Let's.
Still not used to the moniker yet.
She leans on the bridge and like stares over the water. I'm assuming the far end is like the bending arena, bending stadium. Yeah. Some of my contacts in town bore some interesting fruit today.
Oh,
That-
that's awesome. Did you have with some granola, maybe a drizzle of honey?
Mochi, actually.
I love fruit and mochi. It's a good combination.
She says, your little misadventure in the bending arena last night with that young individual, Yoki, I believe his name is. The one that...
Firebender?
Yes, that Rock'em Sock'em deal.
I wouldn't call it a misadventure. I'd call it something either took him over or something took a hold of him.
I was thinking something along the same lines. We have some information. There was what was the name of that delivery driver that you got out of that Mr. Vinny? The pencil
Yeah.
neck in the brown suit. Shin, was it?
Yeah,
Rolog
Shin.
just drops the coin back and is like, oh shit.
Ding,
So
ding,
trying to
ding.
pick it
Down
up.
into the water.
It hits the railing and like rolls off into the water.
Oh.
Yeah, well, it was Shin, yeah. And Rulong, you never really expanded on that, but I'm not gonna pry.
I don't know what you're
But-
talking about. I just went
Are
to
you
go have a
sure?
drink.
Okay.
I just
We-
went to have a drink.
How was the drink?
It was good. It was good.
Glad you
Pulse
had
your
a good
focus. Terumi says, we're going to go and pay a visit to this young Yoki individual and make sure that this is an isolated incident. I have a vested interest in you, filthy lot, becoming the most premier pro bending team of all time because it suits my purposes. Raka, this is an excellent training ground for you before you move on to far more important things.
So you don't-
Rolong,
I was just Roland's like, so you don't need me, right? I can take the day off. I'm gonna just go over here.
Rolong,
Hmm.
there's maybe something that you could learn about humanity in this. I would
What?
like you to come along too.
We're a
Actually-
pro team. We're not investigators. Why are we doing this?
Actually, because this is a vested interest that me and mine have for the Scory school. And
Do
you
we
are
get,
under
like,
my
a-
employ.
Do we
That
get
seems
like a
an
bonus?
ish you, not a ish me.
That feels like maybe a hazard pay bonus type thing.
Money?
Well, I
What?
mean, what you experienced yesterday happened in the arena, and that's what I'm paying you for. However, it is technically your day off. So, Raka, you're with me. Rolong, and she shoves a scroll into Rolong's hands.
Eh.
I would like you to head to the upper city and find a Master Genora. She's apparently a leading lady on spiritual research since that spirit portal opened. I have
Okay.
a
what's in it
sneaking
for me?
suspicion. Money.
Okay. No. You're speaking my language.
She looks up and down at Rolong and says, "In the upper city, I trust that you won't get caught in any of your endeavors. Yes?"
Gotcha. Sneak into their place. Steal their information. Got it.
You'll find pertinent details on this scroll. Terumi essentially borrowed a drawing desk at Master Yuzun's.
Wait, can it be like Sokka's drawings? Such as all be like, what the fuck am I doing? Wait.
Borrowed a drawing desk at the dojo before she left, and drew up a quick I am Terumi Mai, matriarch of the Scoria School. This person is one of my aides. I'm seeking your assistance in an investigation, and kind of lays out some pertinent details. I want to make make a contact with this Genora person and see if we can't suss out any things. Do not steal from this person, Rolong, but while you're in the upper city, I expect that you will polish your skills. That said, hazard pay. Raka, you will accompany me to see this Yoki individual. And I realize that yesterday took its toll on you, and we'll see if today leads to anything more fruitful.
All right. That's pretty fair. I guess I don't really have anything going on now. Are we gonna be fighting again? Is the arena safe to fight in?
That's what today is for. I suspect this may have been. You are young, and I'm certain that both of you have noticed that at certain points in your bending, when you're in dire straits, or a passion fills you, or a serene calm comes over you, and you just Rolong, I believe they call it getting in the zone, and you just kind of glide. Raka, for us, it's when you achieve perfect balance. Everything is just effortless. It happens sometimes. It's hard to replicate until you've truly practiced it. Sometimes when you achieve that state, you can push yourself beyond your limits. You can
Mhm.
really squeeze everything out of your bending you possibly can.
Get it all out.
Just wring it all out like a wet towel.
Yeah.
And
Perfect conditions.
it just like shoots back to a shot of the tsunami, wringing it all out of a wet towel.
Yeah.
Yeah. I believe that young man
He's doing
experienced
laundry.
something similar, but in an artificial way, whether through a substance or some kind of interaction with a spirit, perhaps. Roland, this is why you're going to go and speak with Janora. They're conducting leading edge spirit research here in Republic City. I would like you to make an introduction and find out what you can about the
Oh,
potential
do I have to
for.
be fancy?
She looks you up and down and says, fancy or aggressive, you choose. Anyways, it strikes me that Rolong is neither of those things.
No, Rolong's just like, that doesn't help my situation whatsoever.
It works for Tarumi.
Rolong, I will say, as you're like Janora, I swear I know that name. Like it's striking something for you. You just can't quite place it.
Oh no, is it someone else I don't know from a past? All right, cool. This isn't gonna go bad at all.
And
All right, Janora, got it. Be
Mhm.
fancy or aggressive.
Fancy or aggressive. The two options in the Scoria style.
I'm
Fancy
just
or
gonna
aggressive.
sneak into their house.
so, like Tarumi knows, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
What? Truman knows what?
Never mind. It's fine. Don't worry about it. So, Raka, you'll come with me. We'll interrogate this young individual, see if we can't wring something more out of them, and we'll determine if this is an isolated incident, and if so, perhaps his bending will come back someday. And if not, it's an unfortunate circumstance that you are all the better for having experienced, because you can build upon the foundation of this for your training.
Yeah. I didn't really have to interrogate that guy. It was kind of nice. I just kind of got him some water and like made sure he was all right because he was really out of it. So there was no point trying to talk to him. He was like way out of sorts. So I think that yeah, coming back to him today, definitely we can get much more out of him now.
I should probably not see him anyways. Probably not the best situation for me to see him.
Oh, that said, inside that scroll, page 2, you'll find some training materials that I need you to have mastered by next week.
Rolong's eye just twitches like, I'm not part of your school.
You are now.
This will do you better in the bending arena. As soon as I get those pesky rules changed, claps Rolong on the shoulder.
Rolong just falls over like
Straight into the ground.
I hate you all buff people.
And it is specifically, find a sand bender to make you a glass bowl, fill that bowl half with sand, and use your air bending to pull 1 grain of sand out at a time.
That looks like it's gonna take forever.
Yep.
I don't want
You
to
start
do
big
that.
and then you slowly work out smaller so you can get control. So the next time you need to choke out a motherfucker, you just do it without having to run the risk of killing somebody because of your
Yeah.
ineptitude.
Okay.
It's very effective.
I'm
Absolutely.
gonna go before anyone else tries to pat me on the back or give me another job on my day off.
Your account will be topped up.
I like that.
I'll put it in the couch.
Shh, shh. They don't know. It's like,
I know.
he's like, I know Tarumi knows, but they don't know that I live there. So I'm like, shut up.
We cut to the tsunami like vacuuming the
Shh.
storage room, and they like fully lift the couch. Like one hand, the couch is up, like
Shit's
vacuums
just falling
underneath.
out.
Stuff's just falling out, and he's like, "Okay, the tsunami will put all this back once the tsunami is finished cleaning."
The tsunami so much. He's just the mom of the group.
Always shirtless, but happens to be wearing a frilly apron right now.
Yes,
just
absolutely.
just
Totally,
covers
totally.
the
The
nipples.
the hair is up in like a bun.
Absolutely
with, like,
does
a
not
blue
cover the
ribbon.
nipples.
Oh.
No, absolutely not.
Uh,
That
Yeah.
like classic French maid sort of apron. Yeah.
The tsunami will clean this up afterwards.
Mrs.
There's, like,
Tsunami tells me to keep the apron on.
Let's not go that far.
No,
Yeah.
one of the things that do fall out though is like a picture frame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's in the picture frame?
It's Tenzin and his family with Rolong with him when they first like pretty much adopted him and brought him to the temple.
Yeah.
It's the
Does-
first thing Rolong stole.
Does Rolong have a good mental picture of who's in that photo?
It's pretty much just like Tenzin, his wife, and their first daughter.
Who is named
Oh, I'm drawing a blank. Why are you testing me on this?
Janora?
Janora. Why am I thinking? I don't know what I'm doing. My mind's messed up. It's Monday. Yes, Janora. But Janora's like a baby in it. Like swaddled up, like in a baby, being held.
Cool. Have good luck speaking to her.
That's not okay.
It's a little okay. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
I mean, in lore, it makes sense.
Yep.
So I can do whatever I want.
Oh no. Oh, I forgot about that. Oh,
Yeah.
this is not gonna be good. So I'm like, Janora, why do I know that name? Fucking, it's gonna be emotionally damaging.
Mhm.
You're just like, have fun speaking with her, and then my mind just clicked, and I was like, shit.
Why do you think Terumi asked Rolong to do it?
Oh,
This
God,
is good for you.
This is pretty much me going to go see my younger sister and asking for a favor. This is gonna be great.
She'd be
Yep.
what about like she's still a teenager at this point, but
She's older teens. She's
Yeah.
still like
because she was
she's
like
probably
15 or so in Korra.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
probably getting to like 17-ish.
Okay. Yeah.
It's one of those things where like it just happens to, like she's got the knowledge. She's got the like vibe between her and her sister.
My character just thinks that they're
Um,
still like a little girl, so doesn't think that they'd be here studying spirits because they're like, it's just a little girl, it's fine.
Mhm.
Oh, my mind just like, why didn't that click into me very soon? It's Monday, guys. It's Monday.
yeah.
Yes, it is.
So yeah,
Yeah.
you split up. Let's start with Rolong.
All right.
Um, you
Yes.
are kind of sprinting through the upper city. Tell me what that looks like. Are you on the streets? Are you on the rooftops? What does that look like?
Rolong knows that they do not belong in the upper city, and that's going to draw a lot of red flags. So pretty much is on the
Mhm.
rooftops, jumping bit by bit, trying to find out where this location is because they didn't really see it. And like their minds
Yeah.
like also just like, I feel like something's going to happen. Why did they give me this mission?
Absolutely.
As they jump from building to building, trying to be as light as a feather so no one sees them. Hood up, scarf around the mouth, and they
Mhm.
land in front of the research building.
Yeah, let me get a rely on your skills and training.
Great. This is going to go great. Let's be honest, I haven't had the best rolls. That's an 8.
That's good. Yeah.
Don't fuck up.
So yeah, you make it through the upper city, majority unnoticed. And as you land kind of in front of this building, you know where you're going. You know where this place is. it finally like clicked for you. You're like, ah, dang it.
Can I
Yeah, okay.
on part of me just like stops and just looks at the scroll and goes, no, 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 no. Just like, can I veto? Maybe I could just leave the scroll and walk away. She doesn't need to know. She does not need to know.
And from directly behind you, you hear, oh, hi, what can I help you with?
Just slowly just holding the scroll like,
And sure enough, you managed to avoid everyone in the upper city except for Janora, who happened to be walking right back inside as you landed in front. You just happened to miss her.
hey, Janora.
Oh my god. Is that Rolong?
Hi.
It's been forever.
It has. You are older and a researcher.
Yeah, I
Just shaking profusely.
and you
like,
can see
I
like
like be here.
she's got her like more lithe airbending robes on. They're not like fully traditional. They look more like kind of shirt and pants with like the red and orange and yellow colors to them. Her hair is done up as it normally is. You can see the little bit of her airbending master tattoo peeking out from the hairline.
Oh, she
and
does have
over
the
her
tattoo
back-
now.
Yep, she does.
Alright.
Over her back, she has what seems to be like a scroll case, like a leather scroll case. And there's 2 or 3 different scrolls kind of tucked into it that you can see the tops of like sticking out at different lengths. She's young. She's brown hair. It's kind of pulled back into a little bit of a bun. Some of it's out and a little messy. She goes, oh my god, like it's been what, like a year, a few months?
Couple of years, and just removes the hood and lowers the scarf because they're pretty much family.
Oh my god, come in.
I shouldn't intrude, honestly.
No, I mean, I had more papers to write, but like this takes priority. You don't come up here often.
Yeah. Be honest, didn't know you were research up here. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, Iki and I have been just like really trying to assist as much.
Profusely starts sweating, like, please tell me she's not here too.
Oh no, she's still back at the portal. She doesn't really get away much, but she likes it there.
Okay. Just walks in and goes like, nice place. Ran into Tenson yesterday too.
Oh, yeah. He said that some stuff went down last night at the pro bending tournament. I don't know why he still goes to those. He says that he can't stand them, but anytime, they're on, he's there.
Yeah. Well, look, I'll be completely honest. I came because my pro bending pretty much sponsor wanted me to give you this.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And she'll grab it from you and she kind of reads over it.
Would you like to know what it says?
Yes, please. What does she read?
Janora, greetings from the Basalt School of Mount Myogubin. I'm writing to you to request your expertise regarding an incident at the bending arena last night. An individual appeared to have suddenly channeled power beyond their natural abilities, and I believe
Interesting.
your keen insights will be key to unraveling this mystery. Please take the time to school young Rolong and be kind, as they are in my employ in the pro bending arena, and
Rolong's just like,
seem somewhat at odds due to the opinions of your father, the esteemed Master Tenzin. Should
nice
you
place.
have any insights into this this matter, please reach out to me at like blah 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 blah
Yeah.
through the Scoria School.
Absolutely. She's okay.
Seal
okay.
lava.
Yeah, it's just scorched through the paper. Yeah. I can absolutely. I mean, I can see what I can do. There's definitely a lot of different um applications, I guess, of spirits lending their aid to us. Of course, like they're guides. A lot of them can be guides to the spirit world. Some of them do have the capacity for something more. Who hasn't heard of like the face stealer or the library? Um, both phenomenal, and legendary spirits. Um, but yeah, you know, I would love to help you out with this. Um, and she kind of pulls a few other scrolls out and is like laying a few of these scrolls over top on the table and looking at a few different things. She goes, "Well, you
Probably
see,
just turn the head like, I don't understand any of this, but I will pretend to try.
actually, Rolong, you might be able to help me specifically with this.
Huh?
I mean, look, I know that you and Dad didn't really get along on a few things. Um, but as of late, actually, the research site, um, we have some spirits who are lending themselves to us. We have some samples of different things, and some spirits that are kind of helping us out. And as of late, we've had some um, misplaced samples. Things have been going missing. Um, Different
I
smaller
swear I
spirits.
didn't steal them.
I know I wasn't accusing you of that, but I know that you know how to do that and how to do it well. Um, so I was wondering maybe if you wanted to come take a look, maybe. Um,
Roland
we
just
could.
looks at her, and like when he looks at her, he like she is a grown woman now, but just these like this little kid version of her when he looks at her, it's like her
Yeah.
like asking to play with him, and he's just like,
Uh,
okay, sure, yeah, okay. I for you, sure, I'll help out.
and she kind of rolls her eyes at you a little bit.
Just like
Because she
scratching the
fully
back.
sees the yeah, you've hit that like childhood memory. Like get over yourself. Come
Just
on.
rubbing the back of the head, like, yeah, sure. And just trying not to be awkward. Like, this is awkward.
Yeah, here, come on. And she kind of like half grabs your hand, half I love that. Just a bunch of lava burns.
I love that.
She kind of like half grabs your hand, half like air bends you into a little like Tenzin has his little like scooter sort of deal where he'll airbend like a ring around himself to get
Yeah.
around faster. She kind of does that for both of you and kind of takes you off towards the spirit portal.
All he's saying is, wow, I really need to learn this. This would be helpful for running away from crowds.
I mean, I'm surprised you haven't figured something out already. You were always like pretty crafty.
Thinking back to like what he did yesterday, it's like, yeah, crafty.
Yeah, and we'll fade on that, and we cut to Raka and Auntie Terumi as you approach the precinct.
The dream team.
The dream team.
All right.
It is a large stone building with
Ooh.
even larger statues of Toph Beifong in front of them.
Boss.
Like salute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because of course, during the founding of Republic City, that was Toph's kind of contribution.
Mhm.
Was starting metal bending as a school and then law enforcement.
Yep.
And yeah, you walk into the building. It's fairly busy. There's a lot of people around. Some are there for minor disputes. Some are there for something a little bit more than that. There's a number of clerks and administrative workers kind of taking requests and giving numbers and doing that sort of busy work. And of course, you have like your general sitting area, and then there's kind of a kind of caged in where the receptionists all are, and then everything behind that is the actual precinct. And yeah, I'll say you find your way to one of the front desk workers, and she kind of pipes up. He pipes up and he goes, how can I help you?
Auntie Terumi approaches, hands behind the small of her back,
Mhm.
regards Raka for a second, and stays silent, staying a half a
Well-
step behind him.
We were involved. We were kind of on the receiving end of an incident last night, and we had started doing some questioning, and
Yeah.
thought that we could finish doing some of that questioning. We were told by the guards last night that we could come in and continue that, so just here to follow up.
Yeah, is that a standard traffic dispute, or
Did you hear about the firebending incident at the arena last?
the pro bending incident? Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
that's the one. There should be a gentleman in a brown suit and perhaps a firebender still. Probably the firebender still.
I believe the Vinny and Yoki.
Yes, understood. To get your visiting hours with them, of course, I'm assuming you're the opposing pro bending team, correct?
Yes. Well,
They are.
one of them.
Yes.
Me. Yes.
Right, understood. So you are going to have to file submission form C-183. Once you have
The room is
Mom.
getting hot.
Just
Like,
Yeah.
I feel like he has a little statue on the desk, and it's slowly starting to melt.
It is a bobblehead of Nuktuk. It's a Nuktuk bobblehead.
I love it. Not anymore. It's fucking not.
No.
Burn it.
Yeah, the room
She-
starts to get hot.
She reaches, like, with the most sincere amount of disgust,
Yeah.
reaches into her robes and produces a seal for the Scoria School,
Gotcha.
and says, I was sent here by Fire Master Yuzun to interrogate this young fire master, or firebender. You will lead us to him now.
We have ways of doing things.
Now.
It'll be easier if you fill out the form.
But you're such an expert at it. I bet you can fill out that form much faster than we can. Where is this person? And she just starts walking forward.
I'll take the form.
Thank you.
I'll-
It's a pretty standard, like, who are you? What's your relationship to the person?
Yeah.
What's like there's a few like areas where of course the clerk fills it up, like case numbers and things like that, information you wouldn't have,
Weak,
but
livered, bureaucratic bullshit.
You go ahead. I can just fill in the paperwork real quick.
She casts a side eye at you. Like,
Uh,
bitch, we're here for you.
All right.
Right
Yeah,
fast.
I'll bring it with me. We'll fill it as we go.
yeah, for sure. He quickly the clerk quickly hands you like a clipboard.
Perfect. Yeah.
She is old school and has no time for this bullshit.
I just love that.
Yeah.
Bitch, we here for you.
I was so excited to send you on that Witcher side quest where you have to like go get the form and then fill it out and wait in a room for 3
Yeah.
hours and then get a different form and fill that form out and wait in a different room
Oh
for
my
3
God.
hours.
Oh, the tax man one?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So you're a
Um,
Witcher. How do you declare your income as a Witcher? Let's make sure all your paperwork's in order.
Exactly.
Murder the man.
Exactly. But no, you make your way into the precinct, and like enough of the enforcers who have been around long enough just kind of give you the like, yeah, okay, she's here again.
People are hiding their valuables.
Yeah, like certain people are like trying to pull valuable things out of your range of heat. One of them eventually, like one of the detectives, eventually is like, oh yeah, like Master Tsurumi, Raka, correct?
The Raka.
The Raka. What is it with people in this town? I'm like the
Uh, excuse me. Some folks
Yes.
prefer to use the genuine article as their pronoun.
Right.
Looks at this detective.
I mean, I am the detective, so
Are you
that's
always the detective?
I am
just
the
like-
detective.
The doctor?
Mhm.
Yes. Detective who?
Detective
I'm
who?
actually
Detective
I'm
who?
actually Detective Y.
Oh,
Oh, nice.
HU and
Yeah.
like just Y?
Yeah.
YS. Love it.
Detective Y.
I love it. That
I love
canon.
that. That's
Done.
canon.
That's done. Detective Y.
Indeed.
And sometimes
Um,
why?
And sometimes Y. They're in the back. Come on.
Indeed.
Better.
Give you
And she'll lead you to whichever one you want to go talk to first.
absolutely the firebender.
Mhm.
For sure. Yeah. So she brings you to a back room. It is a holding cell of sorts. But in place of the regular kind of flat bare minimum bed, it is something of a raised more medical bed. It seems that this firebender is in here not necessarily for criminal charges, although there will be some. They're a little bit more concerned with his well-being at the moment.
Technically, did anybody get hurt?
A few civilians did get hurt. A few civilians in the stands did get fairly burnt. No
But
one
nobody
died.
died. Okay.
There are probably 5 to 10 people with serious burns, and then a good 20 to 30 with minor to mild burn, like minor to mild burns.
Um, are his hands contained?
His
Or are his hands
are
gone?
they aren't gone, but
Okay.
they are very thoroughly bandaged at the
Okay.
moment.
He's got the
And the
Rock Lee
bandages
going on.
He's got the Rock Lee going on,
Okay.
basically. The bandages are enough to keep him from bending.
Yeah.
And from the shape that he's in, you would assume that he's not going to try anything at the moment.
I wish he would try something.
Mhm.
But anyways,
Calm down.
But
so
yeah,
think-
no, he's sitting there. He's got like a little table that rolls over the bed, and there is a cup of water with a very long straw.
Mm.
I like
As
it.
well as like a little vase of fire lilies, flowers
Mhm.
next to him. It's somewhere in between a holding cell and a hospital room at this moment.
Kind of a like you're in a hospital room, but there happen to be restraints and handcuffs kind of deal.
Yeah, you happen to be, in a room. There happens to be a guard outside. Like, that sort of deal.
Can I possibly like earthbend a little gem or a little crystal in my hands? Just produced a very small.
That would be perhaps a rely on your skills and training. That's gonna be a really hard roll.
Mhm.
Is that something that you
Because
do at home with the convenience store?
Yeah, that's how we stock the shelves. Only
Just
It's all
$2.
counterfeit
gemstones into my
gems.
hands. Yeah.
Yeah, not like
I'll
expensive
say
gemstones,
actually,
like
I believe with
like
earthbending,
quartz.
materials like quartz and crystals are
Yeah.
beyond bending because they lack earth in
Right.
them, right? They're crystalline structures. It's why metal bending is so difficult.
Yeah, fair.
Because it is not earth, it's metal. And although there is earth in metal, which allows it to be bent and controlled, it is
Trying to
not.
think of a little gift that I could give them, like a little get well gift
Well,
that I can make them.
there is
Maybe just a little
some
token or something.
canonical in the Earth Kingdom. One of their exports is diamonds because they
Yeah.
get buried and then crushed under high pressure to make diamonds out of coal.
Yeah.
In a semi-natural way, but that's
It's
not a like
time.
in a
Not in the
hospital
palm of
room
your
kind
hand.
of thing.
Yeah,
Mhm, yeah.
it is time. It is a process. It
Yeah.
requires resources and equipment that you do not have with
Yeah.
you.
Okay, then I'm just gonna maybe can I earthbend them a tiny little uh flame stone, like a flame shaped
Yeah,
stone? Yeah.
you can definitely like grab a little bit of earth or rock off the wall,
Just seeing
and
them in this state, I feel bad for their like as an athlete seeing an opponent, just be like, I respect
mhm,
them and they're just like burned up and that's just
yeah,
horrid. And it doesn't feel like it was as much their fault as or as like initially think like seeing, you know?
mhm,
But
Terumi sees Raka doing this out in the hallway as we're approaching, and she
absolutely.
and she stops you, like not from doing it, but like just before we go in and see this individual,
mhm,
and says, "I see what you're thinking. That uh, that's a clever approach. Make sure establish a connection, show them your empathy. What are we trying to get from this person?
just some answers. What was it that they consumed?
Be
What was in
specific.
the package? Stuff
What
like
was
that.
in the package?"
Yeah.
Uh, James might have missed this from the earlier thing. Did they
The
get delivered a
package,
package?
they got delivered a shipment of like water and snack like
Mm,
protein bars sort of
'kay.
deals.
But like
Um,
what was in the protein bars? Like I feel like they were laced with something that gave him the
Hmm.
now,
superpower things.
keep in mind, did they know what was in the protein bars? Would they have known? Did they know that they were eating something?
Well, I just feel like maybe they know more about it than the person who handed it to them. Maybe they ordered it.
Maybe so. Maybe they were an unwilling participant and their bending went
Maybe as
completely out of
well.
control.
So that's kind of where I was trying to, because they were totally out of sorts last night.
What's our best case scenario here, Raka?
I'd say they tell us exactly who sent it to them, the purpose that they wanted it, whether it was intentional or not with what happened as a result. Was it were they threatened or coerced into taking it? Any of these things.
What's our worst case scenario here, Raka?
He tells me my dad is dead.
That would be a bold-faced lie. I shook that man's hand no fewer than 5 days ago.
One to
Well, he's
100 real
quite
quick.
sick, so he it could be any day, but we're hoping.
We'll deal with that. She like 1,000-yard stares for a minute.
We'll
Yeah.
deal with that. Answer me, defeater of death.
Yeah, no kidding.
We'll figure it out. And she says, "Good. Off you go then."
All right. I'll
Terumi's gonna wait outside,
Mhm.
within earshot to listen to the whole thing, but
Yeah.
not be seen.
Okay. Absolutely.
I'm just gonna go up to the bedside where he is, and what's his like? How's his face head situation?
His everything's fine,
Yeah.
honestly, aside from his hands that are
Okay.
in bandages. He seems perfectly fine now. You walk into the room and he kind of gives you the like, "Oh, hey, man, I didn't it's
Raka,
Rocher?
the
Raka.
Raka, the
Raka.
Raka.
The
Actually,
Raka.
we're going with the. Yeah.
Okay, I mean, hey, I respect that. That is a publicity move to make.
Mhm.
I respect that. Hey, I wanted to apologize. Man, I don't really know what happened. But I want to
Well,
apologize to like your team. Um, because I mean,
okay.
like this wasn't. And he kind of gestures to his hand, like he kind of lifts them up with the like, this
Yeah.
is not what I wanted.
I I
Or anyone wanted.
I didn't think so. And I made you this and I'm put down the flame like on his little tray table there.
Yeah.
It's like I know you can't really produce fire right now, so here's a little bit for you. It's but
Hey,
what happened
that's really nice, man.
before is what I'm more curious about.
I mean, you know, we were getting ready for the match. I mean, you and Moo had that sparring match, and that was pretty great. Um, and we were just getting ready, and Vinny, I don't know, man. He's one of the workers. He just came in. He brought us some waters and stuff, and that was all great. Like that's pretty standard.
That's pretty standard.
And like we hit the match and we started going, and I mean, you guys had that knockout first round. I'm actually still upset about how good that first round was for you guys.
Yeah, that was I was pretty happy with that one. Thanks, not gonna lie. I
Yeah,
appreciate
I
that.
was pissed. I'll be real with you. I got so mad. It was like looking back on it, I can appreciate like the skill and the artistry of it, but like, in the moment, frustrating.
Now,
Um,
have you ever like blown off like that when you were mad before?
I mean, I've got a little bit of a temper.
Like to the
The
point where you incinerate your hand?
fire. This is new.
This
This
is
is
new.
new. I'll be honest with you. We hit the room, and I just tossed back some water,
Think
and
back
grabbed one of those
hard.
protein bars and like just tried to
Was
like get myself fueled up so I can get back out there. And
is that normal? These protein bars and water?
I mean, yeah, like the cabbage core often will like give us some like water and stuff, and it's not out of the ordinary.
Why do you need cabbage core water when there's water provided at the gym?
They just send it to it's a corporate thing. It's part of the whole branding deal. I don't know. They pay for everything. They send us stuff that, uniforms, training gear, whatever, as long as it has their logo on it, right? That's how
Who's
they make their money.
who's the head of that division? Like who sends you that stuff?
I don't know. One of their marketing guys, um, you know,
No idea their
not
name.
not really like the brand deal's the brand deal.
Okay.
They foot the bills and give us a whole bunch of stuff with their logo on it, and we're just supposed to talk about how great Cabbage Core is and how amazing their support's been.
All right. Well, I'm sorry that you're probably going to get charged with a bunch of crimes and stuff like that because you did some heinous things the
Yeah,
other night. You can't exactly
Yes.
turn away from that.
No bets are
I,
better.
yeah,
That's a fact.
I
A lot of
mean,
people saw it. You might not remember, but I'll tell you, it was tragic.
yeah, I've been told honestly, like I hit the ring and I just like I've been mad before, that like blackout mad, but like this was different.
I don't know that
It
blackout.
was
Bad. You should probably talk to somebody.
I got it. I do. I have this she's this lovely woman.
Oh,
Who's my therapist. She's great.
well, also, you've said that everything that happened before the match was standard. Everything was standard. So, do you
Mhm.
know of any just any potential thing that was different? Because someone else did know that something was off. Someone else did know
Yeah.
something was different, and it was the shipping receiver guy. Why would
Yeah,
do
I
you know him
mean,
at all? You know Vinny?
Vinny? I mean, yeah, I think we all kind of do. He runs the odd jobs for the arena. I've heard that occasionally he, takes a little bit extra here and there when he can, like job wise. Maybe he took a job to, I don't know, deliver something different to the room. Maybe, maybe.
All right. Well, that's fine. Um, I guess good luck in your healing. Um, what are your plans for after this? Do you know, did they give you an ETA, how long your hands are going to be burned for?
Not.
Like, you
I
guys are out of the
mean,
tournament then, hey?
yeah. I mean, we would have lost that match anyway. If I'm being honest, like, come on, we're the Cabbage Core, we're the Turtle Ducks. Like, nobody was expecting us to get as far as we did.
Either that or somebody really wants you to win.
I think if they really wanted us to win, they wouldn't have made me spout flames into the audience.
Maybe not.
Yeah,
Can I have you pee in this cup?
And progressively
What?
more awkward.
Gross, dude.
They drugged you.
I mean, I wouldn't. I mean that makes sense.
I
When I was.
I feel like outside the room, the guard and Terumi are just like,
Yeah, you definitely share that look of like, what?
Okay, I'm not being literal. Like, I'm just saying, you should probably consider the fact that maybe you've been deceived, and probably try to get off his team, man.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think even. Oh gosh, I don't know, man. Like, if I'm not a pro bender, what am I? But
Whatever's, whatever else is in your heart can hold more than one thing.
my heart has always been bending, man. Like, it's the passion, it's the play, it's the fire, it's
Well, then I wish you a speedy recovery, and I've got someone that I've got a couple questions for.
yeah, man. Thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate that. Haven't really even seen my team since.
Oh, they're both dead.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm just joking.
Thank God. Thank God.
Just immediate.
He just starts
Okay.
crying.
it's just fucking cold.
All right, out we go.
Bye.
Do you have anything to add to that there, Auntie?
It's just like, what the fuck?
She nods in approval at that last comment. Is like, yes.
All right.
Do it.
Do it.
You cold bitch.
We
All right.
we hit the final session, and Auntie Terumi has like pulled the Palpatine on everyone and is
Yeah, no good.
Yes.
secretly the bad guy.
She channels like eats a spirit and starts shooting lightning out of her fingertips.
Mhm.
Yeah.
This goes directly from Avatar into the Dragon Prince, and we start sacrificing
Absolutely.
spirits to do magic.
Yeah.
But
That
yeah,
was interesting. As they walk down the hallway.
Mm-hmm.
so it seems like everything was pretty normal by the sounds of it. Like, it looks like really they concentrated a lot on drinks this water and has these protein bars, but like apparently they do that every day. So
what does that tell you?
that I think that this is bigger than them. I think there's someone at Cabbage Corp that's trying to get behind this.
So, do you believe that this Yoki is innocent? That they had no idea that was going on? That
I mean,
maybe Vinny is a sketchy son of a bitch that's using probenders as a test winged lemur?
could be Vinny. Could be someone from
Well,
Cabbage. Could be
let-
someone else going through Vinny. So yeah,
let's
it could
be fair. Cabbage Corp's reputation is impeccable. Look at their historical founder. I mean,
Yeah. He cared about those cabbages so
Through a
much.
window, you see the statue of the cabbage vendor that canonically exists.
my cabbages.
Oh.
Yeah.
Truly, based on the statements of this young man, I don't suspect Cabbage Corp. I suspect a third party using the pro-bending teams as their personal test subjects, because realistically, this was easy to pull off for that goose-necked motherfucker. Like, she has a healthy contempt for Vinny
Mhm.
and the bureaucratic things that he seemed to present. So we go to Vinny.
Absolutely.
We suss
Right.
out who put him up to it, where we
Mhm.
can find these people, and then we say it with me now.
Go
Bring his family.
home. Oh,
The guard that was walking behind us was like, Kill his family.
Yeah.
They're just like,
close.
they just stop and just
In-
stare at the guard like, what the fuck?
Bring
And
them
he shrugs
to
and he goes,
justice.
I'm a police officer. What do you want me to do?
I mean,
Is that how police officers think?
that'd be right up your line. Metal benders, man. I tell you, that's how
Yeah.
it goes. That said, we got to work on that for you too. No, we bring them to justice.
Right, that's what I was
Right.
also going to say.
hmm
The
Don't
detective
just go
will
home.
But I've got to request something small. Can I watch you do the next interrogation?
If you so wish, that could be
All right.
educational.
I feel like I've been missing a couple marks, and this is actually a little too important for me to be writing.
You did an exemplary job with that young man. You really did. That was as I expected. That cold line at the end, though, just to crack the facade if it existed. I assume that you were watching and like checking out his facial expression to see if the actual remorse hit his eyes and his heart broke. And I can only determine from being outside the room and sensing the vibrations that it actually did. Bravo,
I feel like
my boy. Bravo.
Pause at the right moment and see exactly when his heart tore in two.
Yes.
Yeah.
I choose you.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Andy Trumi, if you want to roll a guide and comfort for me,
Yeah.
just as a fun little.
Ba ba doo ba ba ba. Does this count as? Oh, actually, no. Never mind. This wasn't giving guidance at all for
Nope.
as a squad leader. Full hit. That's a 10.
Phenomenal. So yeah, as Anti Terumi here goes to as I flip through my actual paper rule book.
Because it's just so pretty. It's
Yeah.
so
It's
pretty.
so pretty. Ah, there it is.
I love those page holders.
Yeah, little ribbons.
Yeah.
They're phenomenal. Yeah, so guide and comfort. When you try to honestly guide and comfort another person, roll with harmony, which you have done. On a hit, they choose one. They embrace your guidance and comfort. They may clear a condition or two fatigue, and you may ask one question. They must answer honestly. Or they shut you down. They inflict a condition on you and shift your balance in response. On a 10 plus, if they embrace your guidance and comfort, you may also shift their balance.
My one question for the Rocka, because everything so far seems very like it's not lip service, but you're saying the right things as like the entry level guy in the company. Oh yeah, I could work that. Oh yeah, I could do all these things. Rocka, your father is ill.
Yeah.
When he succumbs to his illness, as we are all wont to do.
We're still trying to cure him.
Yep. Do you stay at my school? Or do you go home and help your mother run the store?
What's your policy on inviting mothers to the school?
There is a place for family, wives, that sort of thing. That there are families at the school. That is a normal circumstance. Should that be an arrangement that you would look to facilitate?
If that be the case, then that would probably be my fairest course of action and wantingest course of action. And then from there, I'd like to be able to provide for her until her days.
Being a martial master has the ability to open many doors. Being a probender has the ability to open many doors. The tsunami leads a comfortable life long before my employ, if that's something that you would choose. But the Scoria style is well respected, and many of my pupils have gone on to do great things and lead fulfilling lives. I can't see any reason why a dedicated individual wouldn't reasonably expect the same.
Well, then that is my plan, Auntie.
And like above board, this is not I took some karate classes and therefore I'm a better person. Like this is like fucking boarding school slash
Yeah.
bumping elbows with a bunch of people, because the majority of the folks that come and train on the mountain are there for decades, and they
Yeah.
leave and they do things and they come back, and they leave and they do things and they come back.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It is a lifestyle more so than anything else, and it
And
leads to powerful benders doing powerful things.
and for the Raka, that's a lot more interesting than a convenience store.
I said
Absolutely.
convenience store. I don't know if you ever did. I assumed.
It wound up being, but yeah. The and the idea that maybe one of the things that he often does is take care of his mother for a year
Mhm.
and do some things around whatever local village that he takes her to or whatever.
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. So you can mark off a condition, Raka.
Hmm.
And then Tsurumi, you can shift Raka's balance either towards confidence or towards loyalty.
Loyalty.
Okay.
That you can shift that back towards
I want you
center there.
buying into the multi-level marketing here.
Perfect.
Pyramid scheme?
I've got angry or guilty to get rid of, and I'm feeling probably less guilty because I've actually talked to you about a potential plan for my mom.
Mhm.
That's something that I hadn't
Yeah.
really considered, but as we talk about it, I feel like that actually alleviates a little bit of something that when you don't exactly know, like you can't pinpoint what's stressing you out or why
Yeah.
that tightness is there, and then
Yeah.
something lifts it, and you're just like, oh, that's what I was worried about. I was also worried about mom.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
everything's gonna be all right. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
great. I love it.
Yeah, and the detective Y uh, brings you to more of like an interrogation room. There is a table as well as like that large kind of two-way mirror sort of deal.
Mhm.
It's like, okay, just wait here and I'll bring Vimy out here and we can do some questioning. Um and as that is getting set up, we will fade back to Rolong, as Rolong and Janora have reached kind of the research station on the edge of the portal. There's a collection of kind of tents and temporary buildings here that house a number of like Iki is there doing
Shit!
talking with spirits. She's enveloped in her work. She's not paying much attention to you. There's a number of like waterbenders around like spiritual leaders from the Northern Water Tribe, from the Southern Water Tribe, um, who have been paramount in kind of helping this portal come into its own, as they have, of course, their own portals at the North and South Pole, respectively. And everyone seems to be in the hustle and bustle.
Okay.
Janora takes it. She goes, "Okay, here, this way," and she'll lead you to something of a larger tent. And she kind of brings you inside, and inside there are a few different spirits who've, are going through what seem to be somewhat like pseudo medical exams, as a waterbender is kind of like moving that like healing water over them and trying to like get some aspect of like, what is this thing? How does it work? Does it have a biology? Does it have a physiology to it? That sort of stuff. But really, what grabs your attention is there is a large collection of basically you know, like those big wine racks that just hold bottles upon bottles upon bottles of wine.
Yeah.
Um, throughout this room, there are large racks like that, and there are bottles upon bottles upon bottles of different samples and essence and spiritual materials. Um, and Janora starts to kind of explain, like, oh, and these are kind of our samples of the spirit world, different trees, different spirits, all given by donation, by goodwill, for the communication and exploration of like what this is and what this means for us as like two individual peoples. Um, because like there's a spirituality to all of this and there's a belief to all of this, but also they exist physically and scientifically within our world too. And so some people are genuinely just like we're reaching a new age of medicine understanding of spirits. um and you do see like in the background somewhere flipping through pages of books haphazardly, tossing things around very excitedly, there is like a Varric in the background as he messes with some machine and is like drawing up sketches for who knows what.
Oh no.
um
No. I'm just meeting all the people.
you know,
I'm like, I should not be here.
he doesn't seem too intent on interacting with you. He seems a little caught up in his own business. You can see every now and then he's like, hey, Julie, oh, right, Varric, do the thing, and he'll like tell himself to go do the thing.
I don't know what that
before
woman
going
sees in
and-
him.
That's adorable.
doing
That's
it.
like growth.
Yeah. Julie, being a very busy woman now, is not there to do all of his things. So he has had to learn to do it himself.
I need to learn to do the things.
Yeah. And every now and then he'll like call out somebody else's name as like an assistant or something who goes and like holds a thing or like plugs a thing in. Half the time they stand there for like a solid minute before Varric looks over and it's like, dude, when you plug the thing into the thing, he has to explain what he actually wants instead of just being like, do the thing. Um, and so Janora continues and she goes, yeah, as of late, like samples have been going just missing every now and then. It started off just one or two here or there, and we just accounted it to people, you know, mislabeling or taking things and not putting them quite back where they were supposed to. But we're like reaching a spot where like every week about 10 to 12 samples are going missing. Um, and like we have guards, we have people who are watching, and we haven't seen anything yet. But I figured maybe you might be able to pick something up.
Do you happen to have a backlog of the things that were taken as he like crouches
Yeah.
down to look at the vials and everything?
Yeah, absolutely we do. And she goes over to a large tome and kind of flips through it, and it's just a whole inventory of everything that's ever been in this building that is of any significance. Um, and she goes, yeah, we got, you know, and she starts listing off like different, like, oh, this spirit essence and this spirit,
As she's
this,
doing that, I'm
and
just writing
spiritual
it
tree
down.
etching and a piece of bark and like, you know, and it reaches a point too where she's like, oh yeah, and like one of the researchers went in and came back with like a whole cup of jasmine tea. Um, we don't know what that's about.
Yeah.
We
Um,
because it's the best character.
Yeah.
I mean, for those of who've been to the spirit, like we know, but like it's wild that, you know, for a realm that doesn't have water in the way we know water and doesn't have
He will
jasmine and
find a
plants and
way.
tea the way that we have tea, it came through, and it was actually like we had to really convince a lot of the younger researchers not to drink it. What is it with people and just wanted
Cowards.
to, I mean, we need to run tests on it and stuff first, but you know, first there were those people wanted to drink the liquid out of the air temple tombs, and then the weird cheese, and now the spirit world tea.
We live in a weird time.
We live in a weird time.
Trust
Um,
me, I deal with a guy named the Tsunami constantly.
oh, you know the tsunami.
Just like the slowest breath, like. Anyway, let me see what I can see. As a
Yeah,
master thief, I'm gonna look around and see if I can find anything that would. Any
absolutely.
clues?
Let's say that this is a rely on your training, as you're relying on your skills as a thief, and a pickpocket to try and see if you can find anything.
Ooh,
6.
that's a miss.
Yeah, that is a miss. You're looking around and you cannot find anything. There's no traces of anything being moved or shuffled. There's no forced entry. There's no holes in the tents. Um, yeah, it's almost as if the wind itself picked them up and carried them out of the tents. Um,
Really, just like, I don't want to say that. I'll get in trouble.
but the thought crosses your mind, and although you can't find anything, something about that sticks.
Yeah. I'm gonna relay it back to her because yeah, she's my sister, so
Yeah,
I'm gonna relay it
found
back. Be
family.
like, it's you know what? Looking at this, there's no force entry, there's no footprints, there's no smashing, there's no nothing. It's I hate to say it, but it seems like it might have been a windbender who did this.
Yeah, Airbender.
Airbender,
And she
sorry.
yeah,
Specifically wind.
specifically
Not
wind.
air.
wind.
Yeah.
I mean, my brother Milu fart bends, and that's a time of its own. Um, best thing Avatar has ever put out.
I know.
Funniest bending style.
It
I
was.
love that kid.
You
Milu
always
is
remind me of the Rugrats
the
for some
best.
reason.
Oh,
Yeah,
for
he has
sure.
that.
For
He
sure.
has that energy. I love that kid.
But yeah, it
I
looks like an
mean,
airbender did this for sure.
okay, that's good to know. There aren't too many around. Still, I mean, like we're coming back. You know, the air nomads and airbending is coming back. And I know not everyone came to the temples with the family.
Yeah, this might be more bigger than you think because I feel like this might be something that's being pinned against me at some point.
I mean, sure, I know you don't exactly have the spotless history, but you're not bad.
No, and what's bothering me is if one of those things got to the pro bending match, like we think it is, you have more. If there's more out there that we don't know about, there's going to be a lot more people in danger, real fucking quickly.
I mean, yeah. If that outburst last night is related to these missing samples, I mean, I'd say some of them, based on what was in the bottles and what we know about them, the ones that have gone missing, like even a fraction of what was in those could probably push someone beyond their limits for a while.
Do you happen to know a guy named Shin?
Um, I think, uh, I think, I think Bolin knew him. I'm not sure though. I mean, like I was friends with Cora and the Avatar gang. Um, but I think they interacted with him a few times, but I don't know for sure. I don't know too much about him.
Do you happen to know? All right. I was just wondering if he was close to this area in any way, shape, or form.
No, I mean we're pretty well put together here. Like everyone who's been on this project has been here since like the start. Um, that being said, like he's with the triads, right? The Terra Triad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I'm not supposed to listen in on Dad's meetings. Uh,
He's like, that's my sister. Yeah, we
Yeah.
yeah.
But like,
It's either that or you deal
I
with fart
think
bending. Which one do you want to do? Spy on a meeting or deal with
I
fart
will
bending? Like,
I'll gladly spy on Dad than
yeah.
veer on Milu when he's doing that. It is. I mean, the control is impeccable. It's
You know
it's
what? It's
Milu.
effective. It's effective.
It's effective. But I think the triads are making a move again. Like they've been quiet. They've been kind of outpaced by some of the stuff that was happening in Republic City a while back, and it seems like they're starting to kind of try and establish themselves again.
That's not good. I might be in more hot water than I think. He says, like under his breath.
Don't think I didn't hear that.
I don't know what you're talking about. Anyways, I'll look. I owe them some money. Okay.
I know.
What do you mean you know? Wait, hold back. What? How do you know?
Come on. You think Dad doesn't ever talk about you?
What does he know?
He's on the he knows. I don't know how he knows things. He just knows things.
Great. Cool. Love that. Love trying to keep you guys out of this so that you guys don't have to deal with it. Cool. Great. Fantastic. All right, we got some problems. You have a
and,
detailed list on what you've studied with these things and what they can do so far?
Yeah. I don't have any materials I can give you because a lot of these are originals. But I'd say it's definitely within the realm of possibility that like when probably processed the right way, when manufactured the right way, a lot of these samples could probably be turned into performance enhancing goop.
Would it be able to go into water or a protein bar?
Yeah, you could pretty easily dissolve it in water.
What is a
Um,
protein bar if not goop put into
What's-
bar form?
What
Not
is protein
wrong.
bar if not goop put into
You
bar
the
form?
Rolong's just like
Gwyneth.
can I ask what time is it right now?
In world?
Yeah.
You're probably getting towards like 3-4 o'clock.
Okay. Just I gotta keep eye on time.
Yep.
I'm gonna be like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna head back to my employer.
Yeah.
This info's really good. Thanks for the info. I'm gonna keep an eye out. If I find any of your samples, I'll make sure to steal them back and give them to you.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, and here, if you're going after the Terra triad, you might need this. And she kind of rumbles through like an old like one of the boxes in the back, seemed like a few bags of hers that seem to be personal belongings. And she tosses you a long wooden stick, long wooden staff.
Rolong picks up and is like, I haven't trained with this in years.
Ah, you'll get it. It's
I
like flying a kite.
appreciate it. I really do. And it's good to see you out of everything.
Yeah. Always good to catch up.
I should go before
I have work
she knows
to do.
I'm here. Yeah, and she shouldn't know I'm here. I don't want to start drama.
I know. I know.
Yeah, it's just like the awkward, like I'm good. Just
Yeah. Here, I'll just get somebody to see you out.
oh no, it's I could just I don't want to be a bother.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
For sure,
you're
for sure.
busy. I get it.
Yeah. Mhm. And on that fumbling note, we cut back to the interrogation room.
You see, Raka, what you should do. You always have to be focused. We talked about this. Achieve balance. So what I'm going to do first is get into the right state of mind to interrogate this, individual. We'll call them Vinny. Now,
Mhm.
who's that other person that Rolong had alluded to? Shady Shin, was it?
Yeah. Shady
So-
Shin.
Yeah.
Wait, that's one of the. Of course, that's one of those triads.
So what you do is you get into the right state of mind. And what state of the mind are we looking for right now?
Angry. I hate those triads.
Rage. And you
Right?
feel that rage, and you feel it boil up,
Yes.
bubble, if you will.
Yes.
Now, the air inside this room, you have to make sure that the environment is set correctly. If the person that you're speaking to is having a hard time catching their breath, it means that they're not going to waste your time with extra words. And
Mhm.
only the things that you drag out of them will be worthwhile. So
I feel
we're
like
going
these are
to
war crimes.
start
Yeah.
slowly heating up the room, not to a dangerous degree, but it needs to put them off balance. You stay on balance because you're intentional about it. Throw them off balance because of their natural discomfort. You'll notice that the uniform that I procured for you folks on the team is comfortable in all climates. Hot, cold, doesn't matter. Merino wool, very, very useful. Excellent. Sheep up on the mountain. Now, this person, brown suit, terrible. Terrible for when I start pumping this shit up to like 90 degrees Celsius. Cool.
All
Let's do
right.
this.
Lead the way.
I'm waiting in the interrogation room for them to bring
Yeah.
Vinny in.
And you kind of finish that conversation, and Raka, you step into the side room that has the two-way on the other side of the two-way mirror, and Detective WY, I've decided is the spelling. Detective Y.
Why?
Brings in Vimy. He's missing the pork pie hat, and he's taking the jacket off, but he's still got the same, button-up shirt and brown pants from the night before. He looks a little tossed, but not, too.
Yeah.
He's not, worse for wear. He's just a little uncomfortable. And she kind of puts him in the seat across the table from you. And then goes to stand in like the back corner of the room so that she's, a presence, but not.
Yeah. I would expect no less from a consummate professional.
Mhm.
Terumi doesn't sit. Terumi stands, hands behind her back, looking away from this individual. It's easier to
Phenomenal.
focus on his heartbeat this way.
Yeah.
And she says, "Do you understand what you've done?"
No. Yes. No.
You understand what those benders told us? Shin says this is all your fault.
Shin wouldn't say that. He would.
She's still not looking at him.
You don't know him. I think that you're just saying things.
Pity about that. What is it? That red automobile that he seemed to favor all so long ago. So many things that somebody would do to crawl their way back up in the world. I mean, what's just one Vimy's being sold out? Do you understand what you did to that young man? What you've done to his career?
I nothing that he was. Nothing. I just delivered some water.
On
And
behalf
some
of
protein bars.
Cabbage Corp, right? Cabbage Corp. It's all for Cabbage Corp.
I just moved things in the arena. I just make sure everything's where it should be, when it should be there.
And was it supposed to be there where it should be, Vimy?
That's what the shipping
room is getting warmer and
Yeah,
warmer
yeah.
and warmer as we go.
Can you roll a intimidate for me?
Absolutely. Let's give that a go.
Can I help in any way, shape, or form?
Yeah, you can provide the help action will be a +1 if you mark a fatigue.
Well,
so-
it's getting a little warmer, so I'm going to mark a fatigue and do the help.
Absolutely.
I think I'll
So
take one for the team.
That brings it up to an 8. It was a 7.
8. Yeah. So 8 is still a solid hit.
Yep.
So intimidate, they choose 1. So I'm gonna choose they run or try to escape me. They back down. Keep watch. Yeah, okay. He goes, okay, just please. God, it's and he starts like pulling on his collar. And he goes, okay. Look, um, Shin told me to just make a delivery. He paid me for it. He said that it was water, as well as some snacks for the Cabbage Corp team. He said it, to make it look like it was from Cabbage Corp. It all looked like it was from Cabbage Corp, but it was actually from the Triads. I don't know what's in it, what's going on. Um, but uh, that's what I know. That's what I know. I promise.
You potentially ruined the life of a young man for money.
I mean, he said nobody was gonna get hurt.
You came and warned my team that we should forfeit because somebody was going to get hurt. Cut the bullshit.
I mean that's what that's what the Triads have a team in the tournament. They want to win. I just figured that I'd do them an extra favor of getting both teams, or at least the better team, to back out first.
Which team is the Triads?
The Triads are they are the Bear Bats.
Bear Bats. I love it.
Yeah.
Is that well known? Because the
no.
Triads are not.
The Triads don't officially sponsor the team.
Mhm.
However, there are very few unsponsored teams in the tournament. And most of those unsponsored teams have a direct benefactor or a direct line. You're one of them.
Yeah.
And so like you're one of them. There's a few other like Varric has his own team in there too. They got knocked out really early, but he had his own team in there. Like very wealthier individuals have their own teams, and then the Bear Bats, nobody has stepped up to owning or footing their bill, and nobody talks about it.
Mhm.
And anytime that conversation does come up, they try to wave it off or shrug it off or just go like, oh yeah, no, like we just, are doing this for the love of the sport. We just happen to have,
A mysterious benefactor footing the bills.
it's like it's all by donation. Our lovely fans support us. They have that. But given all the publicity they have around, like, oh, we love our fans, we love the sport, we're all here for it. They are known for being quite rough and fairly brutal in the ring.
Terumi shoots a look over at Raka when he mentions the Bear Bats, as though like communicating. Maybe this is somebody to keep an eye out for in case this were to happen again. Now that they've tested it on another team, maybe they can start using this product for themselves for political and financial gain. Like it's a lot with a glance, but like that's where Terumi's thinking and where she'll follow
I
up
shoot
with them
back
after.
a glance like I get. I'm gonna take him out in the ring then. Fuck yeah.
Absolutely.
Try my best.
Tsurumi shoots a glance at a mirror, and Raka on the other side of that mirror is like, yeah, I got it.
Terumi doesn't see that.
Knowing
mean-
that Rock is listening in on what we're doing here.
Yeah. Absolutely.
She finally turns and like leans down on the table and just kind of like falls forward a little bit, we'll say, and says, it's a privilege to be able to work with people full of passion, young folks full of passion, and you betrayed that. And when you're through, you'll never step foot anywhere close to them ever again. And if you find yourself outside the laws of Republic City, I suggest you keep a low profile.
Understood. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. That can be done.
Tarumi motions to Dr. Y or Dr. Y, Inspector Y, to
Detective Y.
Detective Y to
It's
step out
Inspector
to the next.
Wen.
Love it. Inspector when what happens? No. Anyways, to step
Who's
out to
on
the other
first?
room.
What's on second?
Yeah. And
I don't know
says,
who's on third.
I have it on good authority, somewhat confirmed by this individual, that a man named Shin, I believe it was Shady Shin, as it were,
We're
a
familiar with Shady Shen, yes.
known member of the Triads,
Yes.
has provided this individual with some kind of performance enhancing drug
Mhm.
related to. And Tarumi's just guessing at this point because she has no context
Yeah.
for Rolong's conversation. She's going purely
Rolong's
off
booking
intuition,
Yeah.
based on some of the research being done around the spiritual portals. This may not be an isolated incident,
Mhm.
and I believe the Triads are to blame. This person potentially ruined the bending ability and bending career of a young individual, and I trust that they will be suitably punished and justice meted out. Doled out. Doled is the stronger word here.
We'll definitely look into that. We have a few of our water emitting staff inspecting the supplies provided to the turtle ducks during the beginning and second half of the match. They have found some different things. And actually, we were organizing a raid tonight on the factory facility where Cabbage Corp packages its water and such. As we have suspicion to go and investigate that warehouse.
It may not strictly be Cabbage Corp necessarily.
No, but
It's easy to
the
fake a bottle.
the packaging was genuine. Enough so, and Cabbage Corp has been kind enough to allow us to investigate their facility.
I'll speak with my contacts at the Pro Bending Arena. I believe that this is just the first of many incidents to come.
Absolutely.
I trust you to see this investigation through. Should you need our assistance or the assistance of the Scoria School, myself and my apprentice are at your disposal.
We appreciate that. It's always nice to have cooperative civilians and masters in the city.
Raka had better fucking have finished that form by now.
Raka was like finishing it up, but then when you said "and my apprentice," he like squiggled the last line. He's like, "What?" And he's just like, "Oh my god, that's amazing!" And then he just quickly goes back.
It's just easier that way. We don't need to worry about titles.
Rolong's just going to be booking it to the police station, so just to meet you outside of it.
I love it.
Yeah. For sure. So it is 9:42. And as such, at the end of every session, we go over some growth and development sections. And it's basically this system's way of leveling up. And I just I need to find it again. I had it and I should have bookmarked it, but I had to bookmark other things. Every book needs 5 million of these little ribbons.
You know what? That is legit. Like, they should do it for all the D&D based books.
Mm-hmm.
They are very useful.
But yeah. Choom. basically, at the end of every session, we sit down and we ask some questions of our players to see if they have grown. I believe, as I flip through, growth questions. There we go. At the end of each session, answer this question with the other growth questions. So each one of you in your details section of your character sheet will find a question that is connected directly to your playbook.
Did you help a companion find a significant success with their issues, or lead the group in finding a significant collective success? For mine.
Yes. Yeah, there it is. There's the chapter on advancement. Also, I would like to shout out the wonderful art of this book.
Yes.
My girl Asami Sato, love her as well. So, at the end of each session, each player will answer following questions. Each player also answers their playbook unique personal question. For each yes, mark a growth. When you've marked 4 growth, you take a growth advancement.
Yep.
So, we'll just go around in a circle, and we'll start with the playbook ones because James already asked his playbook one.
Mm-hmm.
So this session, Auntie Terumi, did you help a companion find a significant success with their issues?
I feel so. I feel like Raka is on a better path today than they were before, and in dealing with the guilt of where they're going to go next, and like family obligation versus like their own path forward. Like that is 100% her her goal in this is fostering these folks. And Rolong has been thrown into the thick of it and being forced to deal with issues that they're not dealing with of their own accord, because sometimes you just need a little bit of it's like technology in the 1980s. Sometimes you just got to apply the right amount of violence to something to make it work.
I'm doing my best.
Yeah, it's a thing. But you need to be presented with the opportunities to do so. So I'm just getting you off the couch. That's all.
Yeah.
Legit, because that's probably what they were going to do for their day off.
Let's follow that forward to Rolong. Your question is, did you get a friend to join in or approve of one of your bad habits?
Nope, no, I did not. Not this session. The first session, yes, I did. Because I got them to think about going to gamble with the money I stole, but this one I did not.
We'll mark that down anyway because we didn't do one of these at the beginning of last session.
Okay.
Or at the end of last session. And I meant to do one at the beginning of this session, but James was missing, so we didn't. So we'll do kind of a 2-in-1.
Yeah, so I did not.
Not in this session, but in the first one, absolutely. And finally, Raka. Did you express vulnerability by admitting you were wrong or that you should have listened to someone you ignored?
Potentially by saying, hey, like, can you take the next investigation? I've been missing things. Like, I feel like that's kind of expressing vulnerability and admitting I was wrong, but not in the fact that I should have listened to someone or ignored someone. I just wasn't. I just didn't do it. Didn't roll well.
It takes a lot to know when to step back.
Yeah, absolutely. I will give that to you.
Yeah,
I will absolutely give that to you. That does show growth.
So I get to like click a
mark
growth?
one box. Yep. Okay.
Yes.
Excellent. So we'll go around the same order, and I'm going to ask you the general questions too. James, did you learn something challenging, exciting, or complicated about the world?
You know, it's kind of exciting because all of a sudden the seedy underbelly that Terumi thought was just fucking squashed already still exists. And there's this faint glimmer in the back of her eye of like, there is still a place for martial excellence because not everything is falling into the boring structured,
Mhm.
bureaucratic, newfangled thinking, there's still
Absolutely.
a seed of excitement in the world.
Phenomenal. Yeah, you can mark a growth for that one.
She's gonna crush some fucking skulls.
Rolong,
Yes.
did you learn something challenging, exciting, or complicated about the world?
I believe so because Roland was learning about the spirits, especially with like how they were getting like bits and pieces of the spirits and how they've been taking them and how it's been
Mhm.
affecting and they're studying it, which was cool. But also that there's probably an airbender that might be trying to pin him against this.
Yeah,
So he's freaking out a little bit. That's why he's running down to just be like, I didn't do it. I swear.
absolutely. Yeah, you
Yeah.
can mark a growth for that. And Raka, same question. Did you learn something challenging, exciting, or complicated about the world?
Um, something challenging. What did you learn today? Drawing a blank right now. I was looking at. I was choosing a move with my last like level up thing.
Hmm.
Um.
When you get 4 growth points, so when that all 4 boxes are checked, then you get to choose a move.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
I thought
don't
that
get
it
too
was.
ahead of yourself.
Oh, pardon me.
That's all good.
Never
We
mind.
all get excited.
So yeah. I guess. I guess he learned that there's like he's pretty insignificant right now, and he's pretty humbled by everything going on today. Like as much as he tries, his dad's not getting better. As much as he tries, like the fucking triads keep extorting his family, and like as much as he tries, like the tournament is like blowing up with fucking. So he's just feeling very like small right now. So I think he's just learning that he has a long way to go.
He's a little fish in a big pond.
Yeah.
To his credit,
Absolutely.
he hasn't hit the whole like, oh, it's not my fault. It's like none of this stuff is like within my control. I like
Mhm.
it's always something else. It's never me. Like you're taking positive steps in everything.
Yeah, yeah. He's still determined to do what he can, but he realizes or he's starting to realize the magnitude of things that he has to do,
Mhm.
and it's
Absolutely.
just a lot.
Love it.
Excellent. Antarumi, did you stop a dangerous threat or solve a community problem?
I mean, I don't want to toot my own horn,
Hmm.
but do you think that we've solved a problem in this regard? Are we on the right track?
I think that you haven't solved a problem this
Yeah,
session, but you're
correct.
in the process of solving one.
So that's probably for next time.
Hmm. I will say though, I will give you all 1 growth mark as you did solve the firebender problem
Okay,
last session.
that's fair.
You did resolve that problem,
Hmm.
and then that applies to everyone. So we will just say that question is done with. And the final question is: did you guide a character towards balance or end the session at your center?
Um, I I guided Raka towards balance. I did
You
not
did
end my
guide
session at
Raka.
center.
Yeah.
You
However,
ended my
So
session at
Antarumi, you can
center.
mark 1. Raka, you can mark 1 as well for ending the session at center.
A growth one?
Yes, mark a growth.
And Roland did nothing.
And Rolong did not.
Roland,
Okay.
Roland was having an existential crisis this session.
So yeah,
um,
so if you
Mm.
got 4 or more growth marks, you get to do one of the growth advancements from the list below.
mhm.
If there are boxes next to it, that means you can only take that advancement that number of times. If there is no box next to it, you can take it up to the maximum of whatever it states.
What?
For example, the raise a stat by +1 says maximum of +2 in any given stat, right? So you can't go to a +3 or a +4, maxes out at +2,
I
but you can
have
do that as many times as you'd
I
like.
have chosen to update my focus by +1.
Okay.
Yep.
So there was a max amount of 4 growths that we
Yeah.
could have gotten?
Yeah.
Okay, and I
So
think that I got them all.
yeah, so normally per session, there's a maximum of 4 growths that you can obtain. We kind of did 2 sessions,
Mhm.
so there was a possible up to 8, given the situation. But
I
we
got
will.
3.
Oh no!
Furlong not doing too good, man.
No, no!
Oh no!
It's okay.
I did get a stick though. I have a stick now.
You do have
Yeah,
a
you
stick.
did.
You can. It will act as a +1 to any of your relies on skills and training rolls.
Oh yeah! I got a stick. Yay!
like it.
And
I
for those
think
of
I'm
you
gonna I'm gonna take a move,
which
and
move?
it's you missed something. And it's like evaluating a friendly NPC's plans or something. Oh, okay. I guess it's me telling them that they missed something. I'm taking it more like I missed something.
Okay.
But
What we're focused
yeah,
on.
we'll look into that.
Yeah. Okay. So when an NPC proposes a plan, you can point out that they've missed something. Okay.
I
Yeah.
like it.
That was fun.
Indeed.
I
Phenomenal.
enjoyed this session. You made me cry. You made me feel things.
Yeah, this was solid.
Tune in next time on Legends of Logomancy. Will the basalt geese corner our criminals? Will they succeed in becoming the champions of the pro bending tournament? Find
Will
out.
Tsunami ever put on clothes?
Will the tsunami
No.
ever put a shirt on? I mean, that one's
I don't
pretty
know.
obviously a no.
Love it. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you so much. I had so
Thanks
much
for a great
fun.
night.
I'm looking forward to the deadly conclusion.
I am looking forward to the conclusion as well. There
It's
is
gonna be a good time.
a warehouse raid to be had and perhaps a pro bending finale.
Oh, that would be so
Oh
cool.
yeah.
There had better be. Against the what is it, the werebats?
The bear bats.
Bear
Can
bats.
we substitute the tsunami for Mr. Rumi?
For Miss Shirumi. I'll say yeah.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
We'll let that happen. We'll figure
Wow.
it
Just
out.
like this. We're gonna phone a friend. Who's your friend?
Tsunami of lava.
Oh boy.
Lava is unfortunately not a legal bending type in the pro bending tournament.
So here's the thing: we keep talking about getting all these rules changed, and
Yeah.
it's slipped into like subsection G that lava counts now.
Not quite. Not quite.
Here's the thing: out of all of this that's come up, you know what Terumi's like innermost, deepest wish is?
Mm.
That we start a new kind of pro bending format where it's one bender versus one bender, and they're just juicing on spirits. It's like crank up the backpack to 11, channel a spirit, and I'm gonna throw rage at you in the form of lightning bolts and lava.
I
Right?
love
And
that.
you just see what happens.
Yeah,
I mean, you're
here's
gonna
the
need
thing.
domes.
Is that exists, but only in the underground back alley version of pro bending.
Uh-huh.
And usually people don't come out alive from that.
Uh-huh. It's because they're weak.
Mm.
It's like Major League Baseball would be so much more appealing if you could just let them dope. Like, just do it. Let's see what the peak of humanity can do fueled by drugs. Go for it.
Let's
Oh my
juice these
God.
monkeys up.
Let's juice these monkeys.
We do not at Logomancy condone the use
No,
of
No, we
illicit
do not.
substances.
No.
No.
Juicing's legal in Canada.
Exactly. It's
You know,
it's a thing.
Consume
of it.
legally. Know your
Yeah.
limit. Stay within it.
Yeah, exactly.
There it is. Consume responsibly. Thank you everybody for
responsibly.
stopping by, and we'll see you next Monday
See you next
Monday.
Monday.
for a good time. And
And you'll see me on Thursday for Viking Thursday with myself and David
there is that.
on my Twitch at It's Neon Graffiti or David's Twitch at Alone Donut.
And this weekend,
about
I may
you?
or may
Yeah.
not be streaming some Baldur's Gate 3 for the very first time because I haven't fucking played it yet.
Oh,
it's so good.
I've
so
been
good.
waiting to live stream all of it. I may also be jumping on some Stardew Valley with Hype Goblin and Indestructiboy at
Nice.
some point in the next week or two. We're making plans for stuff. So it'll be a good time.
Nice.
We'll stream on everything that we stream on. So thanks, everybody.
Phenomenal.
Thanks, guys, for coming and
Great
playing.
evening, all.
See ya.
Take care. See you next
Oh.
Monday. Wait.
fuck, we're on Twitch. We should raid. We should
Oh,
totally
yeah,
raid.
yeah. What are we doing?
raid.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right.
We're gonna raid out.
Everyone get your battle axes and meet out. We're raiding.
Dork Tales.
Dork Tales. Woo.
That's amazing. Now
Dork
time for
Tales.
Oh,
good
it's
names.
so nice to have a name that people immediately associate a sound with.
Yeah.
Dork Tales are phenomenal people and have raided us out before. In 3, 2, 1. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
And